Even in the villages, by this time, the birds are praising God. The elders in the village will understand the sound of the birds, will interpret exactly what the birds are saying in the morning. The birds are praising God. They're telling the time, and that's how the elders, that's how the villagers will know exactly the time. And even the people who know agriculture and study soil science and the plants, in the morning when they wake up, they look at the different plants and know exactly what the issues are. I'd like to say good morning to all of you. Thanks for always being here. It's because of you we are here in the morning, rain or shine. We make it our business to be here because of you. This is the OK Morning Rush on 99.5. Good morning, our fellow Liberians. Good morning to all of you. The month of July is a very important month in the history of our country, where we celebrate independence. What's next? Birthday people, I like to say happy birthday to you. Good morning to all of you. All over the place, in our towns and in our villages across Liberia. Good morning to all of you. Yes, we can discuss our differences, because these differences will always exist. But let's be reminded that this place is where we are and all we have. So in the midst of all of our disagreements, the claims and the counter claims and all the rhetoric, let's put Liberia first. Good morning. It's on a Tuesday, 29th July. 30 days has September, April, June, and November. So July I've got 31, right? So the month is going to be ending on Thursday. President Joseph Boakai has declared tomorrow, Wednesday, 30th July, a national day of prayer to be observed throughout Liberia as a national holiday. The president wants us to go to our various places of worship, to the mosque, to the churches, and wherever you go to worship, go and pray for Liberia, pray for peace, prosperity, tranquility, coexistence, and everything. We're taking a very short break. We'll come back here, we move on, and we'll tell you what the show is bringing to you today.
Liberia, it's time for a new journey of power, performance, and reliability. CFAO Motors has rebranded. Welcome to the all-new CFAO Mobility Liberia, your trusted provider of world-class vehicles, motorcycles, and trucks. With Toyota, experience, strength, innovation, and adventure like never before. Built for Liberia's toughest roads. You need power and performance? Mitsubishi delivers toughness, efficiency, and performance for every job. And for those who move fast and ride with style, Yamaha Motorcycle provides unbeatable speed, durability, and comfort. At CFAO Mobility Liberia, we don't just sell vehicles, we provide expert servicing, genuine parts, and lifetime support to keep you moving.
Visit us today and experience the new CFAO Mobility Liberia.
Same trusted quality, brand new experience.
Where you dey go? Where you dey find?
Why they ask me that kind of question? Say where I dey go? Where I dey go? I dey come. You don't hit my car.
You Menju, why you walking and talking all by yourself so?
My sister, the car business are really thinking about so to get car in this country is really not easy. Since I put in for my cars and other goods, it is almost 1 year I can't get anything.
But it says stranger who always asks don't miss their way. Haven't you heard about urban used cars and auto parts?
You mean urban used cars and auto parts?
Yes, urban used cars and auto parts is 100% Liberian owned business. With urban used cars and auto parts, you can purchase your new cars, used cars, and all cars parts directly from America for an affordable price. Urban used cars and auto parts can also help you ship your parrots, your boxes, containers, and other goods from your relatives abroad within just 4 to 6 weeks.
Wow, this is a good news. Where can I find urban used cars and auto parts?
If you are in Liberia, Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts is located Fish Market, Tottenham Boulevard, Monrovia, Liberia. And in the USA, 220 10th Street, Brookhaven, Pennsylvania, 19015, United States of America. You can also visit their Facebook page, Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts International, or call cell number +231 887 012218.
Thank you for this information. I am visiting Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts to begin the process of my car and other goods.
Urban Used Cars and Auto Parts. Our goal is to allow Liberians have access to buy things from America without being cheated.
Attention, attention, attention to all lovers of the good things in life. A house is not a home, and a home is the one place where you should feel relaxed and accomplished. Your home should reflect who you are. So, it's time to make that upgrade with minimal damage to your pockets. And I have the perfect solution for you. Home Sweet Home, located on Benson Street, between Center and Buchanan Streets, got you covered. From the kitchen, we have air fryers, juice makers, pressure cookers, freezers of all sizes, and all the modern kitchenwares you can think about. From the bedroom, we have top-of-the-line, exquisite beddings to give you that great night's sleep because you have earned it, and soft, comfortable towels for your bathroom. And in the living room, we have high-definition TV sets of all sizes, unique aerial rugs, classy curtains in all the colors you desire, wall paintings of different sizes and colors, furniture, and everything you can think about for the home. All that at unbelievable prices. We even have low voltage, high quality washing machines and dryers to keep your clothes fresh and new at all times. As a bonus, we have fashion accessories for both the young and the old, designer quality bags, hats, and rare jewelries. So if you love yourself, your family, and your home, it's time to treat it right. Visit Home Sweet Home on Benson Street between Center and Buchanan Streets for that needed upgrade. You can call them on 0886 834 944 or 0770 581 420. Home Sweet Home, for the love of a classy home.
Oh yes, for the love of a classic home. Kidnappers in Nigeria have killed at least 35 people. They adopted from a village in northern Zamfara state, despite ransoms being paid for their release, a local official told the BBC. In recent years, criminal gangs in the region, known in the country as bandits, have taken to kidnapping people as a means of raising money. In this incident, 54 people were taken from Banga village, Karan Nondala local government area in March. The gunmen then demanded a ransom of 1 million naira per captive, media in Nigeria is reporting. Wow. Every day some kind of thing will happen in Nigeria about kidnapping or what. Samuka Keita is following us from Zueju in Granjida County. Alex Dizo join us from China. Dizo, good morning. Thanks for everything you do for Liberian students who want to pursue higher education in China. Kazi Debut Carpet is watching from the UL main campus. Oman Zoka Emmanuel Goa is joining us. Otelo Swa. Abel King joins us. Jonet Carl is joining. D. Emmett and Porter is following us from wherever. Peter Calon, Angeline Watson, Sheikh Kamara is joining us. Winston Collins, Mamadi Conial, George Eden Kayon, and all of you who are joining us. We'd like to say good morning. It's always a pleasure to have all of you join us. Wonderful people in the morning. Let's go to this release. From the Executive Mansion, President Joseph Boakai has declared tomorrow, Wednesday, July 30th, as a day of prayer to be observed throughout the Republic as a national holiday. This declaration is in recognition of the enduring grace of God upon the nation and the honor-yielding spirit of the Liberian people through times of trial and triumph. In his Independence Day message, President Boakai emphasized the importance of national unity, reconciliation, and healing. He noted that from the funding of Liberia to this pivotal moment in the country's democratic joining, the hand of God has remained ever present. As such, he called on all Liberians, residents, and international partners within the borders of Liberia to come together in solemn prayer and reflection. From the founding of our nation through seasons of trial and triumph, God has remained our God and the source of our hope, the President stated, urging, as we look to the future, let us embrace forgiveness of ourselves and one another, for it is only through reconciliation that we can fully heal and move forward as one people. President Boakai called on citizens to gather in churches, mosques, and other places of worship across the country to see God's faith, ask for his continued blessing upon the land, and to renew the national confidence for peace, unity, and a reconciled Liberia. The National Day of Prayer is expected to feature interfaith gatherings, special prayer services, and community-based reflections throughout Liberia. President Boakai encourages all public and private institutions to observe the day in a manner that promotes spiritual renewal, harmony, and collective purpose. So tomorrow is a national holiday. Is expected to be observed throughout the Republic. Those of you who are Muslims, you can go to the different mosques across Liberia, pray for peace, tranquility, prosperity, and everything. A peaceful coexistence for peace and unity and the progress of our country, for everything for Liberia. Those of us who are Christians are to go to our various places of worship, no matter where you are. If you can go to church, go to church. If you can't go to church, remain home. Use the day as a day of sober reflection. Think about your country. Think about Liberia. Think about what you can do to move Liberia forward. And so tomorrow is a day of national fast and prayer. I don't know when I get a text message. One pastor keeps sending me messages over and over that he wants me to call him on the show because he takes exception to the president's statement. It is not supposed to be the president to call for prayer. I don't know what he's talking about. The president is the president of the country. it is the president can declare these things. It is in the president's purview to do so. But again, you know, I think that the text here. No, this is not a text. If I get a text, I'll call him. Let's. I think we need to call him. If you're listening, you can send me the text. I will surely call you. Let's hear your side of what you want to say. Okay, I think I hear. He said, "Good morning, Clarence. This is Apostle Samuel N. Pata, Acting Executive Director of the Liberia Council of Christians and presiding prelate of the Chapel of Grace International Ministries. Can I have the opportunity to call on your show? I have a dissenting view on the president being the one calling for an impromptu fast and prayer for the 30th of July without publicly referencing his spiritual advisor. What comes to my mind is that President Boakai is a political leader, not a religious leader. What is the need for office of the spiritual religious advisor to the president when he is performing their function? If God can directly speak to the president, then there's no need for those offices. I think the president is ethically wrong and is proceeding wrongly. We could discuss this on your show by either allowing me to place a preferential call or your number, or could add spies by appearing. Well, I think I'll call this pastor. He's a he says it's supposed to be this, but the president is the chief executive officer. He's president of the Republic of Liberia. He's not just declaring a day of fast and prayer. He's declaring it as a national holiday. I don't know whether the religious advisor to the president will declare. I don't think that person have the authority to declare a national holiday that the president will have the authority to do. So it's a tricky statement, but all of us will have to understand it. Yeah, okay, so let's move on. So yesterday, and I would like, where's my producer? Blessing will have to come. I would like us play this one from Minister Augustine Kwehe Gafwa, talking about the MCC ball meeting to take a critical decision about our compass. We can listen to Minister Gafwa. Minister Gafwa spoke yesterday informing the nation about so let's listen to this and then we come right back. Yeah. Let's listen to this one.
I think Friday or so this week or last week we received a formal letter from Mrs. Alicia Robinson Morgan, whom we met before when we met the MCC. She is the Deputy Vice President for Compact Operations, informing us that the MCC board, that the MCC has proposed Liberia for reaffirmation, and that the board is meeting early next week, sometime next week, to consider and possibly do the reaffirmation. So where we are, given all the indicators, we are hopeful that our country, your country, Steve Master's country, Kevin Deming's country, Leonard Hudo's country will be approved for reaffirmation. What does that mean? It means that where we were in the process, when the pause button was pressed, it means that the play button will be pressed. So where we were, we'll continue from there. And let me explain where we were. When you are declared eligible for compact development, what happens is that it's a process. is a process where the country works with the MCC to develop a compact proposal. In that process, there is something that is called a growth constraints analysis. With the MCC team that you will hire in conjunction with them, we come up with an analysis on the key impediments to growth or development in a country. Because MCC money should be focused, it is catalytic. So, in the past, there was a constraints analysis done for the first company. At the time, it was deemed the constraints.
Okay, so this Finance Minister Augustine Kwehe-Gafuan talking about the probability and possibility of Liberia benefiting the compacts. It was announced, but then when the whole Donald Trump government came, the current administration of President Trump, and the cancellation of some of the multilateral and bilateral engagements and projects and UC and all the kind of things. There are a lot of things that are happening. The only reason why I play this thing, I'm replaying it, right? I just wanted to say to all of us, there is supposed to always be a period in the history of our country where all of us will forget about all of the politics and wish our nation well. Except most of the time, it is not the case. And like we always said, we're in a political cycle in this country, and we pray, maybe not during our time, but maybe during the time of our children or their children, that we can break the political cycle. That in the midst of the politics and the governing party and the opposition, whatever, people will always say, this one is about Liberia. We cherish it. We pray for it. We will embrace it. Like the orator said, collectively, everybody have got some kind of responsibility in the governance of the country. The government needs to respect the view of dissent, the opposition, and not all kinds of characterization of people, because sometimes the opposition criticism is strategic, and if governments were to listen to some of the criticism from the opposition, the country will make progress. Of course, some of the criticism of opposition political parties are sometimes about, it's wrong and all of that, those things. But sometimes we need to listen to dissent. What I'm saying is, look, the whole issue about the MCC thing, let's be hopeful that Liberia is provided the opportunity. And I know if we are provided the opportunity as a country to benefit, I think some Liberians will have the opportunity to work. In this country, unemployment for a single Liberian is by reasoning an employment of almost 5 persons. When a single Liberian is employed, he or she is able to take care of the home. And that's good for the country. So in the midst of everything, let's not wish the government bad. Except that the argument is, sometimes in the past when other people were in power, some of the people who are in the government now didn't see anything good and they wish other governments bad. And that is the hard truth. And we say time with our numbers. If it is good for our country, let's celebrate it. Yeah, let's not, recently when some folks in the Unity Party posted on Facebook, but they didn't say exactly what the good news was, but a lot of them were saying, good news, the good news is coming, the good news is coming. And a few minutes later or hours later, you see people from the opposition and trying to counter, writing, no MCC here, not anything here, no good news anywhere, they lying, that fly, Yeah, but because the guys in the Unity Party too may have done it, they did it before, yesterday. So they're in charge now. They want to celebrate. So you see how the thing can look when you want to be happy, when you want to celebrate the progress of the government and the country, and then somebody is not celebrating. To the extent that when we were here, And George Weah was president here. You know, sports is the president's master status. When George Weah was here, when Weah was president and Lone Star was about to play, and some of us were wishing the country all the success to win some of the matches, some of our friends at that time, opposition in the Unity Party and other people, they were saying Liberia will not win, Liberia. And so you see, we're in a cycle. But let's always pray for the good things for the country. Let's pray that the MCC board can take a decision. Right next to Sierra Leone, they will be spending a whooping $480 million in Sierra Leone. Let's pray that the board can take a decision to grant Liberia, to provide us the opportunity to benefit from a second MCC project. As Liberians, let's not wish, at no time should we be wishing the country evil. Let's pull aside all this politics. Look, if the government of Joseph Boakai ensures that electricity becomes very stable and extended to most parts of the country, any other government that will inherit the country in terms of governance from this government will not have to worry about electricity. So you will direct the country's resources to another project. You know, George Weah administration, they built a gigantic armored hospital in Bapolu. Nobody should tell me the government will be thinking about building hospital in Bapolu again, because we have one. Everything there. Maybe the equipment and other things that will be lacking, maybe that's what the government would think about carrying there. But George Weah government built a very big hospital in Bapolu. So you see, so we're not thinking about hospital in Bapolu. And this is the reason why the regional, how do you call it, the Western Legislative Caucus, they've designed that region so much so that they say, you know what, in terms of health, Bapolu will take the lead. In terms of education, Bombing will take the lead. In terms of tourism, Grand Kitman will take the lead, because they're looking at the potential of the different counties there. So George Weah administration built an Emory Hospital. The government currently is not thinking about building hospital in Bapolu. In fact, in that whole region, that is supposed to be the biggest referral hospital over there. All the government need to do now is to equip that hospital and some more specialized medical practitioners and all those kind of people. That is what I'm talking about. So if the government comes to, and this is the reason why we should not pray for the government not to succeed. Because if the government succeeded and you come to power, you will not have to get money to do that same thing. And that's how countries will develop. You will come, you tackle education. For example, you come and say, you know, for too long we've talked about education and the health sector of the country. Let's pay some real attention so that when our government leave power 6 years or 12 years, Liberia can no more be talking about health and education. We would have made some progress. This is why it is important for all of us to pray for growth, for peace, for prosperity, for progress, and not praying for the government to fail because we are sitting and want to come to power. All we say is Liberia should never get developed because we want to come to power. The other person can't. Liberia should never. We can talk the politics. Let the politics be about the ideas, our ideas. Let's present ourselves as the best alternative and option for governance of the country. But let's not pray against. Let's always be hopeful. Look, yesterday I said on the radio that I would take some time to reach out to the Liberia Traffic Management System because I want to have an appreciation of who they are, and because I've now been able to get the real up-to-date document to see as to what they signed with the government of Liberia. I need to reach out. But even before reaching out, the government needs to take this thing. And I was driving, coming to work this morning and listening to some of the drivers. I was even thinking as to whether the Liberian Senate can reconvene. I don't know. I could be very naive to say that. I'm thinking whether the Senate can even reconvene without the president calling the Senate, so that they put a spot, so that they look at this thing. consistently the workers at the Ministry of Transport have been protesting. It's been a week, a little over a week now. Yesterday, the drivers were in the streets. People did not move from one place to another swiftly because of the shortage of commercial vehicles on the traffic. Who knows? If the situation remains the way it is, who knows what's going to happen over the next couple of days? Or if the government say, when, I don't care, your crowd will block, the arrangement is going to be the way it is. Who knows what's going to happen? People elect governments for governments to listen to them. That's governance. When people elect the government is supposed to listen to the crowd of the people. Without going through the documents, without taking any side here, I think the government needs to have a conversation with these people. The Senate, yes, the Senate's attention is drawn. The Senate, I am told, has instructed or has written the executive to put a stop to this whole thing. But I think the Senate is on break now. I stand to be corrected, and I'm sure they return in sometime in October. I don't know. Maybe I need to reach out. Maybe I don't have the information. But I think the Senate is on break. The House of Representatives, through Monserrato lawmakers, they could kind of receive the petition yesterday. If the legislature will have to reconvene, and for a few days, just to address this critical issue, I think is important. Because the Ministry of Transport workers they're not getting tired anytime soon. They're not resting. And I don't know whether the drivers will rest. I don't know whether they too getting tired anytime soon. Probably, I'm saying probably. Like I said, I insist. I'm not seeing the documents yet. So I don't want to sound judgmental. But it seems there is something that all of us do not know, whether good or bad. Maybe the president needs to call a small meeting of the leadership of the protesting transport ministry workers, the leadership of the drivers, the Ministry of Transport, and the traffic management people, to sit with them. Because you see, the president is not everywhere. Sometimes people will tell the president only what they want the president to hear. And you know the president is going to trust it, because these are the people he trusted. That's why he gave them power. Sometimes they say the right things to the president. Sometimes they don't say the right things to the president. But how will the president know? The whole thing about the Liberia traffic management, without again going through anything, I'm just thinking. The way the people are consistent in their protests should claim government's attention. And of course, the government attention has been claimed, because when the Senate issues a statement, it means the Senate, the elders of the land they are concerned. When the House of Representatives is accepting the petition now, it means people are concerned. I'm just thinking beyond that. Since they seem, I think they're on break. Because sometimes remember when the rice situation was going on, right? When there was a situation with the rice, the president invited some of the importers of the commodities at the executive mansion, and they had a very good conversation. At that point, the president had a first-hand information about some of the practical issues on the ground. The president did not depend on anybody. He didn't do that probably because he do not trust anybody. But sometimes it's good to sit with the people. Sometimes you will be shocked about some of the information, some of the things that will come on, and you will be like, wow, I didn't hear this one. Sometimes good or bad. So I believe it will be a good thing, if the president sat with these protesting health workers, not everybody, not health workers, the transport ministry people, and say, maybe you can just form a small team of 5. Drivers, form a small team of 5. You'll come to my office. Let's have a conversation. Because the least any government will want to do is to ignore the plight of the people. That's insensitivity. You can't afford to do that. When the government say when, it is cast in stone. We cannot do anything about it. I've always said, even George Weahtan used to say this thing. Do not make anybody with to believe. Do not give anybody the impression that nobody cares. When it casts in stone, we don't care. Go or come out, we don't care. Human being can reach certain stage when they feel nobody cares. They say, but then we'll just do the needful, and that needful could be anything. When human beings reach that stage now, they can even be butting the wall. You tell them they're butting wall, they think they're not butting any wall. If the situation is that the Liberia Transport Management System is taking the legal authority and the legal function provided for by the Ministry of Transport, and that it will cause some problem, we need to have a discussion. All these ministries and agencies were created by law. They were created by law. They got statutory functions. For example, one of the things that keep coming up is the production of license and the insurance of all these things, the security implication. What again, sometimes I'm thinking, yes, the Senate is calling these people, putting a halt to it. But did this thing go to the legislature? What is the Minister of Justice telling the President? Is it good for the country? Are there good things in this thing that we don't know? We're not going beyond. That's why I say I'm not going to be judgmental. I'm not going to say the president right, they did that is a bad deed, it's a good deed, because I don't have the facts. But I'm concerned because Liberians are concerned. I am concerned because Liberians continue to protest. I'm concerned because the over 200 workers are saying they may be out of job if this thing continue. Oh yes, I'm concerned because drivers were in the streets yesterday. And so the president too should be concerned. The same way the president, during the Independence Day, appointed the vice president to head a committee to look at certain things, to talk about some of the bread and butter issues. I think it will be good if the president sat with these people to get a first-hand information. I will still endeavor to reach out. Trust me. I will still want to reach out to the Liberia Traffic Management, just to have a picture of what they're doing, who they are, and da. But this thing is concerning. This is the OK Morning Rush. Let me talk to the president of the Lofa University, Dr. Boda.
Yeah, Poda.
Dr. Poda, I'm hearing that the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission is investigating you for corruption. Dr. Poda, good morning from Vanjama.
Good morning. I'm in Morovia.
Oh, if I knew you were here, I would have gotten you a space to come in the studio. But maybe just in a few minutes, and then after the show, I'll call you. If you stay around, let's see what we can do.
Yeah.
What did you do? How much did you... Why is the LSCC... I don't want to say prosecuting you, but have you appeared before it? And what are the issues? What happened? What they said? What went wrong?
Thank you so much, Clarence. I was inducted into office in September, and October I started active work. Now, when I got in work, when I started work in October of 2024, now look at October, November, and December, that's 3 months. All right, we discover while trying to fill in vacant position, the finance ministry discovered that there was ghost name Imperial Parkland. So I went to the finance ministry And they told me that this is what we discovered. So I asked them to further investigate. And when I came back, I commissioned the internal auditor at the Lofa University. The internal auditor went ahead to conduct an internal audit on the turnover note that I received. So the finding came out that indeed there was ghost name on the payroll. Okay, and the finance ministry also did an investigation, and that investigation corroborated with the finding from the internal audit. What was the recommendation from the findings, the assessment that was conducted by the finance ministry, particularly the office of Honorable Controller General? I have the findings in my possessions. The findings shows that finding, there are two separate findings. The findings from the internal audit and the findings from the finance ministry. All right. It shows that there are ghosting on the payroll, and the recommendation was that the office of the controller, the office of the HR, and the former president were liable for payroll paddling and corruption. Therefore, administrative action leading to dismissal should be taken against them. So I went back when they gave me that particular recommendations, and I shared it with the board. The board is aware of this, and I shared with the senior staff that these people claim innocent. And I consulted some lawyers. The lawyers have sent this corruption case for the case to Anti-Corruption Commission. And so when I wrote Anti-Corruption Commission, by the way, before I took over, there was a request that financial audit and credential audit should be conducted. And it was a promise that I made to the people, say you guys wanted, I would do that. Okay? So when I submitted the case to the Anti-Corruption Commission, I wrote them and I have copies of that letter. So Anti-Corruption Commission said that they were going to investigate, so they went there. So this thing that is out there, it is who did the invitation, who wrote Anti-Corruption Commission. I am the one. On what? The issue is the ground for the invitation, the recommendation from the finance ministry. Okay? So I am not associated with any of those payroll paddling. Absolutely not. This is what happened when these people were dismissed, because Anti-Corruption Commission was going through the case, and the issue here is administrative, they were dismissed already. And that anger for dismissal, they begin to look for fault on Dr. Porter. Now, there are vouchers in my possessions. There are people on campus in the maternity department. For instance, you have Aliyu Kamara. Let me keep the names. If you with all these vouchers. So I went there and I requested the EcoBank statement. And EcoBank gave me the bank statement. So for I began to compare them to know who withdrew those money. And the EcoBank document was everything. Over $1 million was withdrawn from the university's account. So they say we have to fight back. Corruption has a way of fighting back.
I'm coming right there. But the first thing, Dr. Porter, 1 minute. So the HR and the controller of the Lofa University, they've been dismissed.
Said, oh, you are coming in, broker. Let me change my location.
Yeah, are you hearing me now? Are you hearing me? Dr. Porter?
Oh, the network.
Dr. Porter?
Hello?
Dr. Porter, are you there?
Yeah, I'm getting you.
Now, so I'm asking, so the controller and the HR, they've been dismissed?
Yes.
In the midst of the investigation. So what has the LSCC investigation on them provided? Any results, any report yet?
No.
Okay. Now I'm coming. So they've been dismissed, they're gone. Now I'm asking, why are you, Porter, why are you before the LSCC?
But LSCC called me to get my side of the story. Because another thing, obviously, it is that case. LSCC called me, we want to get your side of the story on what is happening. Okay?
No, I'm coming. So LSCC invited you as president of the Lofa University to get your side of the corruption allegation involving the former controller and the HR.
Good.
And
they did that.
okay,
all right. And then the next one
no,
is
no, I come in. I just want to set the record straight. So,
Okay.
so the LACC is not investigating you on allegations of corruption. Instead, they invited you to help them or to help it with the investigation.
good.
Okay.
Then the next one, yes. Can I come in?
Yeah, go ahead now.
So when the case went to Anti-Corruption Commission, now they to fight back, they said that, oh, I gave money to, because that is why in the news, and I think I need to talk about it. So they carry information to Anti-Corruption Commission that I, Dr. Poda, I'm also corrupt on grounds that we gave money to a board member, the co-chair to the board, for a retreat purpose, and the retreat was not held. So they asked me for that. The LCC invited me and asked me on that. And I explained to them, yes, indeed, with the board money, 3,350 USD was given to a board member. Now, how did this happen? I received a letter because the university is leaving from a college to a university level. So there is a need for policy review in line with my strategic plan. So the board members, we discussed, I and the chairmen of the board, that we need to have some policy review. So, okay, but then what we can do is to have a retreat with the senior staff. So the board chair wrote a letter on ground that we're going to have a retreat, that I should give Annie Macri-Fromo 3,350 United States dollars. Do I have letter to that effect? Yes, I have letter to that effect. When I got the letter from the chairmen of the board, all right, and they are my bosses. So I took this letter to administrative committee and said, well, this is a letter that we have to give give money for a retreat. So the senior management, we had a meeting and we agreed on that. It was voted by the dismissed controller, by all of the administrative staff. So we voted on that particular one, and the check was disbursed. So Anti-Corruption called me and asked me on that, did you have the retreat? I said we could not have the retreat because you cannot, if you want for the senior staff to be part of the retreat, you will have to wait until the school closed. You can't be having the school in section ongoing and you have a retreat. Okay, so it was agreed in board meeting that in next month we should have the board meeting. So the bishop, when we discussed, when we set the date for the board, the bishop wrote a letter, asked me to write a letter to Annie Macri-Fromo to send the money to the finance and wait until the time for the retreat. This is all.
So since the retreat was not held, did they restitute the money? Did they give the money back?
When you use the word restitute the money,
no, yeah, restitute means maybe you ate it, you pay back, but restitute is not a right word. So did they give did they give the money back since the retreat was not held?
Yes, the money was deposited to the money was sent to the finance department.
And you provided the facts to the LACC.
No. By that time, the LACC has already invited me. All right. So I left from the LACC because the issue was becoming political. I'm saying that this is a fight. All right.
So all you say is corruption is fighting back at you.
Yes, corruption is fighting back at me. But I would love for you to bring me on show.
Yeah, I will bring you, but for the benefit of the public, I just wanted to get something. So Dr. Poda is no longer, in my words, a witness helping the LACC. Instead, he himself is being investigated by the LACC. Am I correct?
Yes. Investigated on what now? Not payroll pardoning. On what? On the issues
on the issue of the money you're talking about.
Very good. On the issues of this money we're talking about.
But then the news did not lie on you. You are being investigated.
Yeah, but the issue is what is over there. The news is that I am investigated for payroll pardoning and huge numbers of corruption.
Okay, so
I am not associated with payroll pardoning and corruption. I am investigated. What is on ground is that what?
No, you are not being investigated for payroll pardoning, but you are being investigated on allegation of corruption that you gave money that you're not supposed to give to somebody. It's not that you are wrong, but let's get that one clear.
Very good.
Mm-hmm.
So the issue now is, if your boss And if you have a strategic plan,
No, I mean that is not my argument. I mean, I'm not a judge. I don't know
you are not a judge. Okay,
how you
fine.
run the university. That is not my argument. I just wanted to make it clear that you are being investigated. But I think I need to bring you on the show. I think we need to take a whole hour, bring you on the show. But Dr. Porter, thank you so much. Thank you. I'll bring you. Thank you so much. Yeah. So I want to also get that clear. Yeah. So the point is, why it is true the controller and the HR from the Lofa University were dismissed, and the LSCC is still looking into the matter. You yourself, you are being investigated because they say you gave 3,000 plus and it was wrong, it was illegal. You'll be investigated. But he said, yes, I gave it, but I didn't give it on my own. It was a request from the board. And even when the board submitted the request, I took it to committee and we had a vote on it. We passed on it. We get the money back. Since the event for which the money was given was not held, the people have given the money back to FANA. So I did nothing wrong. Well, you provide all of these facts to the Liberia Anti-Corruption Commission. This is the OK Morning Rush. Coming up shortly, Lone Star Cell will be here. Lone Star Cell will be here very shortly, and at 9 o'clock we'll host the Reverend Dr. Vinicius F. Reeves. Reverend Dr. Vinicius Reeves will also come here, but I want to go to River G. It's been a very long time. We start hearing from our man Thompson from River G. What's going on? Let's get a gist of what's going on in River G. Then we'll take some calls very shortly. And then by 8:10, we can take our friends from Lone Star Cell. And then they come here to talk about the Momo Wisi Wasa. That will take us up to 9 o'clock when Reverend Dr. Vinicius Reeves will walk here as our guest. We'll talk about different issues of importance to Liberia. This is the OK Morning Rush. It's on 99.5, and my name is Piso. I'm trying to talk to my man from Calocan or wherever in River G. If Thompson is not listening, then we have to move on with this line. We have to open the lines here. Dr. Boda thinks corruption is fighting him back because of measures and policies he's instituting at the Lofa County University that have gotten people out of the system. He says when he took over, there were payroll paddling and ghost names confirmed by the Ministry of Finance and the internal auditor there. And it was predicated upon that he took some actions. People got dismissed, so they are fighting back. Well, I can get Thompson from River G. So let's go to the line. 0777 700-995 555-995-995. The morning, Raj.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Let's hear you.
I'm Clarence calling from Ghana. The transport issue, thank you so much this morning. But we're getting different information is confusing.
Yeah.
And thank God you put it rightly, that you cannot really go into it without getting a document. But what I want you to do, I think I heard from Josh Rubolane that he get a full document. Whether when you contact him, you will receive it.
Who?
But this thing, Josh Robo, I'm from EOBC, right?
Josh Lobo. Okay.
Right. And why they can stick it against? We all were here when in the hall classes occur. Everybody saying that president is not respecting the rule of law. And this particular case has already entered in Supreme Court, and Supreme Court has ruled on it. So this case is not only a case that anyone can just grab it and run with it. And the information in the street is different from what he was reading on last night.
Okay, old man. Thank you. Let's take a few calls. Hello?
David Coty.
David Coty, let's hear you.
Thank you. I just heard something from the first caller who just called, so I'm a little confused. I don't know what I should say, what I want to say. I heard him saying that the case is in court. I don't know how true it is, but if it is not in court, I will appeal to Uncle Joe, like yourself from the beginning to get involved. This is not like the capital bidding saga. 3 different branches of government. This is under his government now. I mean, his branch. I think he should get involved because what I'm hearing here, I don't know how true it is. I'm hearing that some big hands are behind this thing from the Senate and from other places. Maybe this is why things are becoming a little difficult. But if my uncle is listening to me this morning, please call the leadership of that transport group and maybe the Minister of Transport, find out what's happening. Because big things can start small. You remember 1990? When Chief Jared Goya came to President Doe and said, Chief, I hear something about a small thing happening there. President Dr. Kobo Saka, the Minister of Internal Affairs, go and see what happened. The minister went there, came and said, Chief, I see nothing. That was in December 1989. But I see nothing, and everybody overlooked it. We went to war for 14 good years. So I'm appealing to my uncle, the president. Please invite those transport people and find out what's happening. They want to hear another capital building issue now. They want it under you.
Okay.
Do something about it.
Okay, Coachy. Thank you. Let's go to the 055 line right here. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Yeah, Clarence, this is the voice of Sabu Rasta. Clarence, I'm phoning in from Point 4 to be exact with you this morning, Piso, in Zimbabwe.
Yeah.
Piso, my attention this morning has been drawn to the Ministry of Transport. So, Clarence, the Ministry of Transport was established in 1987 by the House Legislature. Specifically, Clarence, the Ministry of Transport, Section 37.3A, Clarence, in the parenthesis, it gives power to Liberians, Clarence, to administer, to regulate every transport activity within the Republic of Liberia. Clarence, whether on the sea or in the air, or what every part of the Republic of Liberia, that act gives power to the Transport Ministry, Clarence, to administer transport affairs. So, Clarence, if you want to take the Ministry of Transport when you want to take that transport management for the Ministry of Transport, Clarence, you need to go back to the House of Representatives and repeal that law.
Okay. Let's hear you. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
And let me say very good morning to your listener.
Yeah.
My name is Father Bleedy, and I call from District 11.
Yeah, Bleedy.
Clarence, you spoke of several issues. What drew my attention has to do with the situation involving our brothers at the Ministry of Transport. Like you said, it's very serious, and every serious government, I believe this government is serious, to now focus on the citizens of the country. Now, there is no way that you can call for prayer for even 1 year when the real issues are not attacked. One of the major issues.
Caller, are you there? Oh, he's gone. He's gone. Few more calls. Hello.
Hello. Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning. My name is Mike Faya David. I travel to work. Two things. One, please, we use your platform. We have a relationship with you as our lead man on the air to let Liberian people know that we are taking the case.
Fire, you left the line. I didn't cut you off. You left the line. Hello.
Good morning, Brother Clarence.
Good morning.
I'm on Piso calling from Yucatan.
All right, sir.
So, Piso, the problem with the traffic management is too alarming.
Okay.
The way here driver protesting is just a preliminary protestation that we are carrying on.
Mm-hmm.
But if the president don't act, we allow Liberia that motorbike, keke, no car will run one day, one morning. Nobody will go to work in Liberia. To call the government attention, we're not getting in the street, though. We're not getting in the street to stop anybody thing, but we are mobilizing that one day, one morning, you will not see one keke, one motorbike in the street before I talk about cars. So the Liberian people can know that the traffic management who giving people tickets for lesson play, for pay less some of them, their cars don't have no plate on it. They have come to suppress the Liberian people. They have come to suppress us. They made driver going out of job. They giving driver tickets. And the driver able to pay. The person will just say, go park my car. Then our other driver lost a lesson. It's very serious. We are mobilizing from Ganta all the way coming, bombing, going Bapolu. All the drivers, one Monday morning, we just lock the country down. Motorbike, we are getting involved with them.
That's why you're planning to do?
That's what we're planning to do. We're not going to get in the street, but one Monday morning, we will not even see cycles running in Liberia. Then the president will get concerned. We don't need a deal in this country yet.
Okay. Hello.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
This is Richard, also calling from LP.
Okay.
I have one key concern here.
Yeah.
Is It concerns that, I know, the letter that you see from one pastor.
No, he just sent me a text message.
A text message. Okay, granted, he sent you a text message. But I want to know whether he's a Liberian or what.
He's a Liberian.
But for me, I'm just living on what he's saying. Because he's talking about the president doesn't have the right to call for fast and prayer, whereas it's a national holiday enacted by the legislature. It's a law. So let him go back and read his history books. So why is he questioning the president? I'm just...
What kind of holiday is it? July?
No, he's talking about this fast and prayer tomorrow. He's saying that president doesn't have the right.
No, but 1 minute now. Is it a national holiday by law?
It's a national holiday. It's a national holiday. Fast and prayer. It's a national holiday. Check the record.
Yeah, I know there is a national fast holiday that fast and prayer, but I don't know whether that tomorrow. Maybe I'm getting something wrong. I thought tomorrow was just tomorrow the president declare it. I'm not sure is that other fast and prayer national holiday. Because the president can make declarations. But anyway, I'm not sure it is the regular national fast and prayer day. I don't think so. Hello?
Hello?
Yeah?
Yeah, Clarence?
Yeah?
Yeah, I'm some service seeker and I call you from Chicago Factory.
Our Lone Star friends around, they can come in. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah. I Clarence, I'm very frightened to understand about we love you.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I really want to know whether the law is made for the people or the people is made for the law.
Why you ask?
Because the people crying at the law in 1987 is that in foreign day, it does not reflect our livelihood. And when I require Senate representative, let Joseph Boca take action. They ain't take it.
Okay, brother.
Why do we want to all fail for the rescue mission? They shouldn't make us shame.
Okay, sir.
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Nicholas Doe.
Yeah, Mr. Doe.
My concern is about this traffic management. Clarence, one thing I would like to blame you first as a journalist, and other journalists. You know, this traffic management is a concession. The executive don't have right to go to any concession with all the legislators. This traffic management thing was passed into law. They went to court, and the court gave the people the right. The people won the case. Then why at this time now they blaming the president? They can't go to the root cause where the thing started from, and they take it from far back from the previous government. Why now?
So why you blaming us?
Because you know the reason I'm blaming the journalists and you, because you know how concession process are done. So, and this is a concession. It's not just a contract that the executive went through. It's a concession signed by the government of Liberia that involved the national legislators.
Yeah.
Then why now they only blaming the executive that the executive is giving contract to concession to Lebanese? Why it have control the legislators?
Okay, so just hold on small. Just hold on small now, right?
Yeah.
So you see, when you on the radio, when you certain thing, when you get information on it, you gotta take your time to talk it, because when you talk, people trust you. People listen to you. The first thing, I know you will not argue with me on the one. Many times in the country, plenty of law then they can pass. We can't even see it. When you ask for the concession, what law? They say the president signed or him, so now you can't even see the law, right?
Yeah.
The current concession is not something that I have in my hands. Whether the Supreme Court did any ruling is not something that I have in my hands. So when you hear me say I'm not going to take a side until I get documents, because you want to talk with authority, but again, then I said something that you just said. I was asking myself, because I was concerned, I said, yeah, it is a good thing for the Senate to come in, right? But what role did they play before? Because if they saw all these things before, then what did they do that it got to this level? But again, it's good they can come in. But I'm just saying, in short, I can't say much about anything that I don't have really authority on. It will be bad for me.
So I'm appealing to you, please do your due diligence to get all these necessary documents that gave the people the right to do what they are doing now.
Okay, Chief. So I agree with you, but I also disagree with you when you hold me responsible. When you to hold somebody responsible, anyway, let's not have a dialogue. But it's good. Thank you. Yeah. Thank you, my brother. Thank you. I respect your opinion. Lone Star Cell. We are still awaiting our friends from Lone Star Cell. They're supposed to be here by now. We are still awaiting our friends from Lone Star Cell to come talk about the Lone Star. We have not seen them. Hello.
Yeah, good morning, Clarence.
Good morning. Good morning.
Okay, my name is Marcus Abednego Gawa, and I call from number 1, Magiri.
Yeah, my brother.
Johnson Township. Let me thank you for this show. And I think these discussions are fruitful enough. And even if, like you said, I think you were right on traffic issue when you said that though you don't have the detail, but what is happening, the government need to take key concern about it. Because in the midst of the kind of things going on, the president calling for a fast and prayer. How can a man go fast or his heart is bleeding? He's not certified. How can he go and fast? So I think even if the Senate went ahead and they joined the issue into the legal law, coming back to say they themselves too, I don't think so, man, because it cannot be, the Senate cannot have the kind of law for them, giving the people legitimate right, and they say, okay, we will come to it, we'll come in and look at it, all those. I don't think so. All we need to say is that this thing they need to put out to it, because when the driver, even one day, got out to say we are not going anywhere, it will cause serious problem to so many people's jobs.
Exactly. And you know, the other day I listened to Senator Nathaniel McGill briefly, made some comments about this thing, but I invited him, I extended him an invitation to come on the show. He hasn't consented because he was Minister of State Minister of State for Presidential Affairs with proximity to the president, so he may have a lot of information about the whole document, but I was still trying to talk to Senator McGill to see whether he can come on to give us a picture of what he knows exactly about this whole thing. Hello?
Good morning. Yeah, morning, Clarence.
Yeah, good morning.
Clarence, my name is Paco from Bangladesh. Clarence, this morning, let me appreciate you for elevating the conversation more especially surrounding the ministry. Clarence, to be honest, although somehow we are supporters of this government, but this decision for now, I think the president will take to make a decision to seize this movement, to call all or think from the both sides and listen to the crowd of these people. Clarence, I think they will not offer well for us, to be honest. You cannot give the transport industry our passport into a foreign company, more especially, I'm not trying to cast a dark on it, more especially 11 people that have to do with the essential group that I'm talking about Hezbollah. I'm saying now, I'm trying to.
Don't do that one, because you see, those kinds of terrorist organization of people, let's assume they're business people because we don't have any evidence to. I don't like to link people to those kind of things. No, there are no facts. Yeah. Hello.
Morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Yeah. So I'm Sata Kuiwon, and I'm in Johnsonville this morning.
Okay.
So I like the way you handle it, saying that you want to do your fact-finding to know.
Oh, yeah, very important.
You get me?
Yep.
Yeah. Okay, so as I was saying, I like the way you handle it, that you want to do your fact-finding to come back to the public to tell us. But last night on the Spoon Show, I listened, right? And I think I can't agree with part of that decision. And you were on the show now, they're preparing, everything that happening. They all signed that into concession. It was signed, they made that decision, right? The president signed that into law. And in fact, when they refused to implement that, people went to court and the people won. It was just this year, the people went to court and the people won them. And now the justice ministry gave the police.
People want them. The people want them. They want the government. Is that what you saying?
Yeah. They want the government because it was signed by the premier government.
Okay, my reporter Nyanti Tukpa just sent me a document. I will look at it.
Yeah. So let me learn. Yeah. So the people just want the people in case that they are going through the concession, they want their contract, but the government was denying them to carry on their assignment. It was when the court mandated the people to implement the court order. Now people are doing so. The people who voted for people that who say when you voted, don't force me because they're for a party. Poor from Accra again because they were carrying the student center to cause chaos. They were not thinking about people being able to make some decision for the country. Now they are crying. They pull you for that from Nigrita, for 16 to 14 to other places. They are the one that caused the fire for you. Don't start today.
Okay. That's okay. So all these different views are important. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
And let me say a pleasant good morning to the schools of Labrador and the broadcast this morning.
Mm-hmm.
This is the voice of G. Ryan, some of you, Junior, Secretary General of the Dubuque Java Association. Clarence, yesterday we joined our brothers and sisters at the Transport Ministry, to petition our government, that we are not in favor of this particular, LTM management, or whatever they call themselves. They should leave this country. If the government and the president that we stood for don't take action, we will continue to protest until the full year. And one of our police here, we're going to park our car. Clarence, so many things Labrador, we need to be serious in this country. About me, Clarence, that Labrador, out of fear on the security, on the Labrador National Police, Labrador going to travel management. Out of all the things, because the passenger will be affected. The job, let's our lesson is the deal for $40-50 for 2 years. They are carrying it to $100 1 year. Our registration for taxi we is $75-78 we used to pay, and we'll be paying around $190. It's a few affront to the job in this country. And if the government don't take action, we're going to lock down this country.
Thank you. Our guests from Lone Star are already here, so we're taking this final call. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
Thank you very much for the topic. This is Archie Sano.
Yeah, Archie. But what's going on? When a particular caller is on, other people will just call and the person just will automatically leave the line. So we're not taking any more call. Our friends from Lone Star here. An employee from the Lofa University want to have a different view of what the university president told me. Right after Lone Star Cell, before I take my next guest, I will talk to his name is Kamo Kamara. I'm sure I will talk to Kamo, but I'm not taking any more calls. We'll talk to our friends from Lone Star. Good morning to the both of you. We'll start from the lady. Just introduce yourself and let's hear you.
Good morning.
No, you're not on. I'm putting you back on. Yep.
Okay. Good morning. Good morning to you and good morning to our listening audience. My name is Nula Erna Enders, and I'm the Brand and Media Coordinator at Lone Star Cell MTN.
Okay.
Good morning, and good morning to the listening audience. My name is Manju Kone, Head of Product and Strategy, Lone Star Cell MTN Mobile Money Incorporated.
Manju, it's been long. How is Lone Star? How is everything? How are your respective offices and departments, if you like?
Well, alhamdulillah, we are doing well. All is good. We continue to innovate. We continue to be there for the Liberian people. So, we are into a telecom and fintech business. So that is our era of strength. Well, all is good so far.
Okay. Nula, how are you two? You got a big task. Brand and media coordinator. You're a big woman there. How is your office too?
Oh, we're doing great. We're delivering our promise of making our customers' life brighter. So.
Okay, Nula. Okay. So let's go to talk about this whole Wese Wasa. Yeah, I hear a lot of things about it. This whole Wese Wasa campaign. Nula, you want to tell us what is it all about and how can I enter the draw? What is the whole Wese Wasa campaign thing? What is it?
Wese Wasa is, we can safely say it's like our biggest mega promotion. And it's not just because, I say, you do it in your own home from Lone Star, but even our customers, this is something that they look forward to every year. And it's basically our way of giving back to our customers. From the beginning of the year, we say, use MTN mobile money to, for convenience, to do your transactions, to pay your bills. It's easy, it's fast, it's secure. But then when we get to the middle of the year, we say, okay, you've been using mobile money. Here's what we can do for you as well. Use mobile money. Don't just use it, but use mobile money and then you get something in return. And this year, the things are for more because
more.
More. Because the prices for Momo Wesiwasa this year is the biggest we've ever given.
You think so?
Yes. I mean, when Manju revealed the price to us internally, I mean, everybody wanted to, I said I wanted to reason.
You want to disguise yourself straight?
Yes, because the price is huge. And I know Manju will reveal the price now, no?
No, let's talk small about it first. Let's keep the price here. Yeah.
Okay, so we asked how can I be a part of the raffle, the draw.
raffle,
Yeah. So all you have to do is to do any mobile money transaction. So you can either buy LEC, pay your DSTV bill, which is free to pay DSTV bill now. You can buy airtime using mobile money. You can send money, receive money. So any transaction you do on mobile money, automatically you enter the draw.
How many times do I have to really do that to be lucky?
You know, luck doesn't come with how many times. It's probability. So you just have to do a mobile money transaction.
Trying.
The more transactions you do, the more chances you have to win. Yeah.
Mayu, let's hear the prizes. What's going to shock me?
Well, I mean, I would have actually loved for Nula to speak on that, but I would just take you a little bit back to where we came from. So in 2021, we realized that for being in business for 10 consecutive years, we thought that we should celebrate in a grand style. So we thought that we should celebrate in a grand style. So we launched the first ever mega promo called Momo Wesiwasa. And with this, we gave out, or we appreciated all of our subscribers who do transactions with us for the next 90 days. There were some who were fortunate to win smartphones, some were fortunate to win smart television, some were fortunate to win motorbikes, some were fortunate to win keke. And that year in 2021, the grand prize was a sedan, a Nissan Almera. So fast forward, we move on to the second edition, where we enhance things, we make it bigger and better, and similar prizes, motorbike, smartphones, and bag of rice, keke. And this time around, instead of just giving a car, we gave 3 Renault Duster. That's Jeep. So again, we continue to enhance it. For the third time in 2023, we gave out a grand prize of a Hyundai Terrano that cost over 30,000 United States dollars to the grand prize winner. And last year, which happens to be the most recent one, we built upon it and realized that okay, we've changed life, we've affected lives in multiple forms and manner. We said okay, this time around we need to do something that has never basically been done, or maybe has never been done in a very, very long time. So we said okay, this year we're going to put 2 apartments up, 2-bedroom apartments, not just 1 but 2. So we started with Recharge and Pompey, and then the winner of that concluded with a 2-bedroom apartment. And then Wesiwasa came in. Wesiwasa came in again. We gave motorbikes. About 100 motorbikes was given out. About 500 plus bags of rice, smartphones, keke, and then we gave a 2-bedroom house to one of a very fortunate young man. I think 19 years of age.
Yes, I heard about him.
Yeah, at 19 years of age, basically the breadwinner for the family. He used to do this Lone Star data in the street. So it tells you that the promotion actually does not look at who you are. It doesn't cater to your spend. It doesn't. There's no discrimination actually. So once you fit the profile and then the system randomly pick you, you are declared a winner. So fast forward to 2025. We said we've given house, we've given car, we've given bag, we've given different sort of things. We know people have a varying need. We said, okay, people have personally reached out. I mean, we've seen what people actually want. Librarians do actually like to travel nowadays. They want to experience how does the outside world looks like and things like that. So we said, okay, this time around we'll put a package around travels. So Nula will speak more on it because she's more passionate about it, even way more than me who designed the product, you know. So again, this year, all we have to tell you is, if you are a Lone Star Cell MTN mobile money subscriber, you know we've been doing wonderful. But this year, for the next 3 months, from now to October, just do all your transactions. Don't think about any other thing. I mean, any other network. Mobile money, send money, receive money, cash out, pay bills and utility, international remittance. And one of the coolest solutions we've ever launched recently has to do with Momo lending. Now, once you need small thing, just go to Momo. We can sort you out. So, Nola, you can speak more on the grand prize.
Nola, they meant you to throw the thing right back on you at you.
Yeah, because they know how I feel about this. So I would first talk about the prizes that you can win weekly. So in a weekly raffle draw, you can win like smartphone, television, motorbikes, keke. Those are the small things that you can imagine. Okay, that small thing you can win. And then the grand prize.
The grand one.
The grand prize. We're taking 12 persons on an all-expense paid trip to Dubai. I'll say it again. We're taking 12 persons on an all-expense paid trip to Dubai for a week.
All
expense.
It means the people ain't paying down.
Come as you are.
The only thing you gotta do is just
come with your passport.
Just pack your bag and come with a passport.
Come as you are. Come with your passport.
You go ahead, explain more about the trip. How long and all the things.
No, that's about it, Shiggy. Because 12 persons. So at the end of the grand final draw, 12 persons will be selected. 12 persons will be, lucky people. Some kind of old man saying in Lofa cantation, say in October or November she going to buy. Somebody sitting now in Green Pass, so they know that the thing about travel, the way how it can change your entire perspective. You go and see the Burj Khalifa. Imagine the tallest building in what you go and see it for free. You don't gotta pay. Only thing I do mobile money. So if you say now today, you can just start saying your money in Lofa. That's anyway you saying all that money. That it was saying how to buy. So we're taking 12 persons on an all-expense paid trip to Dubai for a week.
For a week?
For a week.
12 persons.
Jolly, straight.
In those luxury places.
Yes. To go experience
12 lucky subscribers.
Yes.
So the package include not just taking them.
Okay.
All right. So for a week, Lone Star Cell MTN will be fully responsible for their transport. That's to and from Dubai, fully paid for. And while they are in Dubai, their accommodation will be fully taken by us. Not just any kind of hotel, but we've done reservation in 5-star hotels in Dubai. So, and then while in Dubai as well, we've already booked travel package for them. That is on every day. Let's say if they arrive on Sunday, on Monday, they'll do a city ride just to tour the city. They'll visit the Dubai Mall. They'll visit Burj Khalifa. On another day, they will go for desert ride. All of those goodies in Dubai, they will form part of it. It's an experience that we're selling this time around. Because like I said, we've given tangible items out way too many times. We've given bag, we've given keke, we've given cars upon cars. We've given houses, not just one, but 2 different apartments, fully built. One of the key would just take it, put in your hand, even fully painted, tie everything. All you have to do is to move in with your thing. So this year, we're selling experience. So to close up, while you are in Dubai, because we know the family expectation is when you come in by at least buy one of those Arab clothes, or one of those things for your friends and family back home. So plus everything that I've spoke of, we're also giving you a package change.
Okay. So how long is this campaign?
So the campaign is a 3-month campaign, 90 days campaign, which we launched officially last week Friday. So let me also use this time to thank our over 100 vendors that spent about let's say over 48 hours with us for the launch. So imagine we launched this for 2 days straight in a row, from Thursday straight to Friday, we brought together, because Lone Star Cell MTN, sometimes people just see us on the surface and don't really see some of the work we do. We knew that 26 was coming. Families needed affordable clothing for their families. We thought together, we put together about 100 plus vendors, people who are selling clothes, people who are selling drinks, people who are even selling electronic gadgets. We brought them to a venue, Era, for 2 days in row. And just now giving them the platform, we also went further and told them that every purchase that will be done through their channel will be less 30%. Lone Star Cell MTN will take 30%. That was just our own way of saying happy independence to our subscribers. You won't believe the numbers that came from that. That place was jam-packed. People were there buying clothes for their family, their kids. So those were some opportunities that we gave our subscribers and also our vendors this 26. So I want to say thank you to all of the vendors that participated. And I know there are some vendors who would have loved to participate. We received many calls. People felt that they were not considered, we say, sorry. Keep watching out. We have another bigger version that coming up again. You know, this is on March.
Now, how are these winners selected?
So the winners are selected through an automated system, void of human interference. So since we launched the promotion on Friday, we've now started tracking all of your transactions on our network. If you buy mobile data, if you buy airtime, if you send money to your friends, if you cash out, if you receive remittance, if you pay for goods and services, if you pay for your if you make bill payment, it's a 360-degree form of observation. Any activity that you do on MTN mobile money, you'll be considered part of the raffle. So we will take those data at the end of the day on every Friday going forward and place the data into a machine, an automated system that do random selections. So if the system select that, okay, you qualify for a burger rice, we'll call you, you come and take your burger rice. If the system selects you for a smartphone, you come for your smartphone. If it select you for TV, you come for your TV. If it select you for bike or keke, you come for your price. If it select you to go Dubai, you go Dubai. And this thing is very transparent. On a short notice, we could not come with National Lottery Authority, even though we are not into sport betting, but we thought to get them involved so that they can have that kind of government oversight to ensure transparency. So the process is transparent, is automated, and supervised by National Lottery Authority.
Okay. Now, I'm told that the 19-year-old guy who got the 2-bedroom house kept denying your calls over and over. When he won, he kept denying every time you call him. And one of the sticky issue was that he wasn't really sure, who was calling. He could not imagine it. What number do you call people on, to avoid scam? Yeah, that's the reason why sometimes people when Lone Star, when yourself call people, they say, man, leave people, man, because people just scam people. What number officially do you call people on?
So the official number that we call subscribers on, let's say if you win, or even if we're reaching out to subscribers to do surveys or anything, Lone Star official number is 0886 500,000 0886 500,000. Easy number, and that's the number we will always call you on, especially for when we say WhatsApp draw. And I think to Manju's point, one of the things that one of the lottery regulations is we'll call you 3 times. If you don't answer, then automatically the price will call another number. But as long as you answer, you just answer that phone. You say pim.
My phone off your own charge. I will miss it.
You answer that phone, you say pim, or you answer the phone, you cost us you finish winning. As long as you answer the phone automatically. I think you're talking about phone or phone. We did the internal launch. Somebody was saying that because this is a big campaign. We try to make our internal customer staff as well to feel the momentum. Somebody sitting right there, they calling his phone. He thinking his phone, you know that boss sync in another phone on charge, it off. Oh, they blocked out in his Apple. Till now, say when you think about it, he can just suck it. So don't be letting him pick you. Now we say it already started. Keep your phone. Their phone be by your side every Friday. don't move from near your phone because the prices are huge.
And the whole Wizzy was a joy. Where exactly it would take place? And can you talk a little bit about, what will happen at the draw? Give us a picture of what will happen there.
So the draw will be on every Friday. So this campaign is not just like a Maserado or Morovia thing. Over the last couple of years, we've decentralized from the beginning to now.
Yeah.
We try to reach all our customers. So for Recharge in Bombay in January, we went as far as we went Maryland as well. So we've gone Lofa, Grand Bassos, Ugo, Nimba, Banga. So we try to move across Liberia to make sure everybody can feel it. So the first draw this Friday will be on radio. We do radio draws. And we do ELBC, but we relay on other stations like OKFM as well because of the coverage and the reach. So the draw is on Fridays on ELBC 99.9, but we also relay on other stations across Monrovia. That's for the radio draw. And then the physical draws are in the counties. We look at strategic points within the counties that we have the draws. So when we're going to those counties, we announce in advance that, okay, we'll be in your area, we'll be at so and so place there. Grand Basso, we coming. We'll be at the parking, the Monrovia parking. Come and meet us, do any transaction. And that day, the draw we do, we're looking for winners within Grand Basso. So that we know, it has more momentum for
So
them
you
there.
decentralize.
Yes, the campaign. So everybody get a taste of the prizes.
Okay. During the period of this campaign, this your Mambo services, do people do push and pull and take Mambo loan too?
Yes, so we consider everything in this raffle. In previous promotion like last year, the focus was on buying off bundle and airtime. All right, but this year we said no. There's someone who is actively doing other form of transactions on mobile money. Why don't we include them? So we said, okay, we'll include all segment this year. So we're giving you loan. You come on our platform, you credit. When you credit, we'll give you point instantly, and those points can be actually used to redeem GSM offers. Those points can be used to get airtime or even data while you wait for the weekly raffle. So everything is considered here. If you take Momo loan, we'll give you point, and then consider you for the weekly draw. Push and pull. We are the only telco in Liberia who has successfully integrated with 7 commercial banks. Currently we have about 9 commercial banks with 2 microfinance, but of those number, we've successfully integrated with 7 of them. So that tells you that push and pull is heavily considered as well.
Okay, so we'll take to the lounge now. Let's hear from Liberians. 12 persons waiting to go to Dubai. No matter what, 12 persons will have to be the winners. You'll go to Dubai. They're telling you the processes involved. I want you they say just bring your passport and get your hands swinging and can you nothing. They want nothing. They want nothing. David Coty can send mobile money a lot, probably.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry. Very sorry.
Coty.
I apologize. Yeah, I apologize, man.
So what going on?
No, I have. Sorry.
You guys, somebody put their heart in the money, early money,
Yeah. Yeah, 4 of them sitting here embarrassing me, man.
Your one got 4 soon money that they David Coty.
Sometimes they are 7, 8, 9.
Why you do with all these people?
Yeah, your business. I leave you with you.
Coty,
I
man.
can enjoy myself. I'm not leaving you.
And why you go pay your heart to that isolated area?
Yes.
All right, let's.
Isolated people. All right, thank you. Well, thank you. I'm glad to hear this thing this morning, and I think I'll be one of the winners. I must go to Dubai because. You getting me? Hello?
Yeah, we're getting you.
All right. I was just about to ask a question, and thank God you asked about it. I'll say ask. I'm one of those who do my push and pull all the time, from LBDR through Lone Star. And I also send money to a lot of girls, and I normally get 10 points. Now, the 10 points you give, does that mean that I'm automatically in a draw or what? The only thing I need to start doing is to start taking some credit. Because
but you can say you can send money to a lot of people and say you be specific.
Oh yeah, I gotta be specific so people can know. I mean, what are you talking about? I will send money to me. I'm gonna send money to you.
Baba, man.
I'm beg you, man. So my question.
David Kuti, the woman can spice the discussion. Hello?
Yeah, hello, people Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
Let me say hello also, good morning to our Lofa family for the brilliant immunity given
This
to us.
is Poker Rabat.
Thank you for the magnificent recognitions. This is Poker Rabat for the recognitions. People Clarence asked a question earlier, but I just want to do some iterations towards the question. How can people be part and parcel of the particular or winning, let's say winning cap? Because for me, when you check the database, I pocket Robert, or you will be the judge concerning what I'm about to tell you, that I'm the number one sender, number one receiver, and number everything, and number one. What Mr. Kote say, I always receive points. I always for each time I do my transaction, I receive points. But I've not been called one day as a winner. Why?
Okay, all right. I don't know whether getting point automatically qualifies you, but they will speak to that. Hello?
Clarence, morning to your guests.
Good morning, sir.
This is Samukai. I call you from Ghana this morning.
Samuel, go ahead.
Thank you. Clarence, I don't know for whatever it was. I won from Lone Star before.
Really?
Yes, I won 70,000, but that was somewhere around 2011, 2012. And she's right. When you win, they call you on a 500,000 number. At the time, it wasn't 086. It was just 06 500,000. So I just called to say that yes, it is
testify.
True. I have won before, and the process is credible. Sometimes you don't even know that you have. You won.
And at that time, you desperately needed money, not now.
Yeah. 70,000 was equivalent to around $8,000 at the time.
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you.
But I'm not looking forward to winning again.
But I know you need money now, brother. You're comfortably seated.
No, that is not the reason. I don't want to travel to Dubai.
Bye-bye, man. Hello.
Good morning. Lieutenant Clarence Jackson. Let me say good morning to the Lunta CLPR team in studio.
Reno, I look forward to you winning. I want to see you in Dubai.
Trust me, Lieutenant Clarence Jackson, I'm disappointed in the Lone Star people. As a matter of fact, I am one of the regular callers on Lone Star Show. I am one of the regular Lone Star Cell recharger, both on my 4 different phones and my 2 Android phones. And as a matter of fact, that I have not one day win $1 for Lone Star. Sometimes I feel discouraged, but I have
do you know what a draw is?
It's automatic. It's locked. Like you say, it's machine.
Yeah.
I can actually do a random draw.
Exactly.
But at least for some of us who are a regular caller on the show, at least we should be recognized by Lone Star also with a shirt or a cap to at least we can say, oh yes, we are part of the Lone Star family. But however, Lone Star is my own company I love, because I believe that I will always support my Congo brother, because I'm a Congo man from Kingsbury.
Look at always support me. Baba man. Hello.
Oh, yes, good morning. I'm not working in government. Let's keep on the line down.
So the way you're talking to, you know other people on the line?
Yeah, I'm Vincent today calling from ULF, Pastor.
You say what your name?
Vincent today.
Vincent?
Yes,
Vincent. Let's hear you.
Yeah, I want a regular recharger for Lone Star to a back card and buy mini and data. I mean, that everything. Back card, and I heard your guest talking. I'm hearing mention about the card business world. We get points from there too, because and sometimes we feel this for this, because when we hear the need a lab piano more water bumpy. When you talk about the number will start to come up, but end of the day, unfortunately, I'm not going to fight that.
Okay, Brasman. Let me take this one. Finally. Hello.
Good morning, Brother Clarence. Good morning, dear studio guests.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning, dear listener. I'm T. What it says according for the Power Creature.
All right, Jeff.
Yes, I want to ask. There's a talent when you win. Let's take example. maybe 1 week, they try calling you a month. Because some
My
of
man,
them,
the people say they can only call you 3 times. You answer, say you on your own. Then you say, whole month.
Wow.
Mentor in law voice. Okay, let's go back to Manju and Nula. Yes, you heard the colors.
Yeah, so I want to say thank you to the folks who have called in. And let's use this time to also respond to some of the points raised, especially with Mr. Koti's position with respect to the points that he earns. So as part of our initial comment, we said that the draw is divided into two forms, meaning once you do any transaction from Friday.
This guy says, good morning, Clarence. Elijah Cassini is my name. He said, I have won $5,000 from goods from Lone Star before. Okay.
Yeah. So once you, like I said, the promo is divided into two forms. One is instant. That is when you do any form of transaction, we award you points. And those points can actually be used to get GSM offers. So if you see every time you transact, you receive point, all you have to do is to dial *156 *2# and then go to option 5. Once you go to option 5, you see mega promo. And on a mega promo, you can be able to redeem your points. You can actually get a GSM offer like airtime or voice bundle. So I know many points that have been raised has to do with we've never won before, we've never done this before. So like I told you, the process is actually transparent. Transparent in a sense that it's not someone sitting somewhere selecting people. All transaction history are placed into a computer, a system that is built to filter among subscribers and then randomly select anyone. So we understand your concerns about the term raffle means lucky ticket. It means we're going to sit down there to filter into all of the subscribers and then single you out alone. So there are thousands of people who have similar concerns. We want to say we apologize for the way you feel, but how be it, it's just the raffle. We want to tell you to continue to use mobile money. You never know when your own luck could come through. One of those days, the day that you feel like you are down the most, it's possible that you might be the winner. So maybe Poker Rabo and the other guys, Randa, you never know. Maybe there's Dubai calling you. So don't give up at this time. Do all your transactions through mobile money. Dula, you want to pick up any points there?
Yeah, I just want tell Rando sorry again too. Rando sorry who beg you. They didn't raffle draw a lucky ticket. So your time coming, I have a strong feeling that this will say what's that. You might win something. Even if it's not a trip to Dubai, you can win keke, you can win motorbike, or smartphone, or television. So just keep, like Manju said, keep transacting with mobile money, and you might stand a chance to win something. And I think Vincent asked about physical recharge. So we initially, at the beginning of this year, we had recharge in Bombay. So that campaign is focused on recharging. So any form of recharge. So as long as you recharge, you stand a chance to win. But this one, like we said, is Momo Wese Wasa. And also we're trying to move away from physical recharge and promoting electronic transfer. So we're encouraging you to use your mobile money. You can go to any of our agents and ask them to pull money on your phone. Use that money to buy airtime or data. So we're trying to promote electronic transfer, e-money. So please use mobile money to buy airtime, your data. Because, in the next couple of years, we might not see physical recharge anymore. And as the market leader in innovation and all of those things, we're trying to prepare ourselves for those things. So please use electronic transfer, use mobile money, you buy airtime, your data, your minutes, and stand a chance to win something. This one has incentive. You physical recharge, you're not winning anything, but you use mobile money, you stand a chance to get points, to redeem, to get more airtime, more voice, more data, and also stand a chance to win. So there's an advantage for using mobile money.
Okay. Anything else, Manju and Nulaya want to say before we let you go? I need to repeat some things about the draw, when it will be, how you can get it, be a part, and that kind of thing.
Yes, so from my end, first of all, I want to say thank you to the OK family that has been supporting us every now and then. You guys have been a very great media partner to us. And to the Liberian people who are listening to us this morning, we want to say that Momo Wese Wasa is back, the 5th edition, which has to do with travel experience. So it's back, it's better, it's bigger. This year, as we have said, the grand prize is going to be a trip, fully paid for trip, including package change for 12 lucky subscribers. So we just want to encourage you that things are going digital, and as market leader, we do these things just to encourage people to continue to go or grow along with us. So it is just our own way of motivating you, incentivizing you, encouraging you to move to digital form of transactions. If you look at the digital contribution of all of the digital finance institutions placed together, you'll see it is heavily growing and is evolving. So we can only encourage our end users to transact digitally. Friends and families in Lofa needs money, send them through mobile money. You need to pay for goods, you need to pay for gas stations, you need to gas, you need to pay for groceries. Mobile money is there for you. You need to push money to the banks. Mobile money is there for you. We want to be able to simplify your life in a way that you can sit just at the comfort of your home and basically achieve all of your financial goal. So mobile money will continue to incentivize you for the next 3 months and do all your mobile money things, and then stand the chance to win amazing prizes like smartphone, smart television, motorbike, keke, and the big prize. So thank you.
Okay, Nula, let's hear you.
Yeah, so this year our internal theme or slogan is touching lives. Touching lives in 2025, and that's what we intend to do. That's what we've been doing from the beginning of this year to now. So all of us still recovering from last weekend. I mean, like Manju said, from the discounts or empty store, China Mall, that was just tip of the iceberg, and we are coming with more things. The trip to Dubai, that's the biggest. But over the next couple of weeks, we have a lot more in store for our customers. So how you can enter the draw, just do any mobile money transaction. Any transaction. You buy data or you send money or you take credit from us, you enter the draw. I mean, as I say, I bring ambassador for Momo Loan because Momo Loan can save for any day, anytime. So credit from mobile money, push money to your bank account, pull money from your bank account, send money abroad for free, pay, especially with people in Nigeria now, but pay your DSTV bill. Any transaction you do on mobile money, you enter the raffle draw. This Friday will be the first draw, and you can win something big from us.
Okay, somebody's asking Nula, they want finally before you go. Somebody say, do they have a one-stop shop app for all of your products?
Oh yeah. Yes, we have the MTN app that you can download on Google Play Store. It's not available for Apple now, but we have the MTN app. One alternative that we're already pushing now is the Momo app, the MTN Momo app. That's something that I started to the market this on Thursday and Friday. That's something that a lot of people, they give their testimonies. It's easier to use, and you can, pay your bills using the app as well.
All right, Nula and Manju, thank you for coming. We look forward to Friday, and I can't wait to see 12 Liberians going on your expense.
Yes.
Going to Dubai, on a holiday or whatever. One solid week, there, they eating, doing everything. Thank you. I know. Our friends from Lone Star Cell, they are here. You heard about the Momo, what was it? Just keep trying, just keep playing. Run up, my man. That begin when he win Uber, I will think, because as much about to do, he goes to Dubai. Okay, 9 o'clock, Reverend Venetia's Reeves will be here. And of course, shortly I will take an employee of the Lofa County University. He says he wants to provide a counter to what the president just said this morning, even though I'll bring the president Poda on my show sometime. We'll find time for that. showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia.
If my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and seek my face, I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nations will come to your rising. I prophesy, kingdom will come to your light. Together, let's keep the peace. For in unity we will build our nation. Arise, Liberia, arise. Arise.
Trying to get to him after all these text messages now, he's not answering. Okay, I think this is the guy calling on this line. Let me see what we got in here. We got 5 more minutes. Good morning, sir.
Yeah, good morning, Clarence Johnson. How are you?
I'm good, except that my last name is Jackson, not Johnson.
I said Johnson, Chief.
No, you said Johnson, sir.
Okay.
But anyway,
No,
that's anybody made a mistake.
Clarence, no too much time. I am provide more information, so let's go to the issue, Chief.
Yeah, no, I mean that just 3-4 minutes. I give you no time. But firstly, just introduce yourself.
Okay, my name is Kemo Kamara. I'm an expert doctor from Lofa University. Currently, I'm assigned a finance ministry.
You say you are a what? Expediter?
Yeah, yes, at the Lofa University.
Okay, Kamaka. Now, what do you know about some of the things the president talked about this morning? How is anything different?
Yeah, Clarence Johnson, I think the president will fire me today.
You keep calling me Johnson. I'm Jackson.
Clarence Johnson.
Okay. For the most part, just say Clarence.
Okay, Chief Clarence. So I think the president will fire me today, but I have to vomit out.
Vomit.
Yeah, what the president said today is false, is misleading. If you think Jacqueline, try to face it. Don't come to read to defend it. The 3,350 that they talk about, I'm the one, the controller called me. He said they want to read that check on my knee. I have the controller, I will send the controller over to you. I told them, what the money for? He said for one Annie Macre Fromo. He said the woman daughter will be traveling in the state. They need money to buy a plane ticket. I said no. Why can you put red that check for Annie Fromo knee? Controller said no, that is president's decision. If you don't want to do it, please tell me. I said I don't want to do it. Then later on, the controller told him, he said, the Kamako refused. He said we should not write a check on it to send it to him. Moreover, we send it, he will not withdraw it because he not know the purpose of the money from. Then he told the controller, how can we do? Controller said, but we can't write a check like that. We have to get a justification. Later on, he came back to the controller. He said, go. The last board meeting, you guys can attend it. I can attend it. We agreed to have the board retreat. So the board said we should write a check, $3,350 to Annie from money. Controller wrote a check. After that, controller sent almost 3 different letters to him. He said, Chief, he said we should give you a check to the Annie Fromo. But up to now, he did not give me document and the board resolution, the total member signing his daughter that payment, he did not give any document. Please give me the document before the it be embarrassment tomorrow. I get that document, Clarence. I will provide that document to you. And besides that, they not wanted that money. The 580,000 were paid to the board chairman and the board chairman 2 different money. Yeah, let's say 500. But little more the 500.
No, let leave the 500 for. Let's come to the 300 one because we get chance. So the any woman here, what her dollars supposed to travel? That the woman here, that who?
The co-chair of the board, the board member.
So the woman, the co-chair of the board. So her dollar wanted to travel, and they no money to buy the plane ticket. So the president said they must write check in your knee so it can load that the money going to the board, but for her dollar plane ticket.
Exactly, that's what happened.
So you refuse?
No, they told me first. The first thing they told me to really take my knee so I can carry that money to get to the woman.
Yeah. So you refuse? Say they can put in your knee.
Yes, that's why they really check.
Do you know what? But he said later on the check when the money supposed to be for a board retreat, but they know how to retreat, so they put the money by in they put the money by in the school account.
No, girl, just in that lot. They spend 6 more before, after the complete file of the LACC, after the LACC start investigation,
before they put the money back to the school account.
My man, the president will fire you.
Yes, let fire me. But that's what happened. After the investigation started, LCC invited every party. They went there. Then later on, he told the board chairman wrote the letter. He backdated. If you look at the control letter, send it to the president. And the letter from the board chairman, send it to the president to say pay that money. The contradiction, the day they now they see. So they backdated the letter.
They not read change your name before?
Who are?
Yeah.
Nobody wrote check money before. None of the administration wrote check money before.
Oh, so that if I check it, wanted to read your name now, you say you can't do it.
No.
So
I said again, because controller told me he said for the Annie, why the money for Annie? You can't read the Annie money to check the Annie. When I mean to check that money, I said no, I can't do a controller. That's why the controller told the president they brought the money to. In fact, for a lot of information, please ask the board member. None of the board members are aware that with you. None of the board members.
Okay, my brother. You say why you doing again?
My name is Kemo Kamara.
Kemo Kamara, you say you the expediter at the university, but you are sound finance ministry.
Yes.
All right, my brother. Thank you. We don't have the loss of time. Thank you. That don't put that. You hear the man exception of the man in fact that he need or wanted to read that check in full, but he refused. He said you're gonna read the check. He also say they check the money for the co-chair dollar plane ticket, but that the university should pay for a plane ticket, assuming if what he say is the truth now. So the man say you want to read the check you need. Man say no, you can't read that check in my need. That money not going in my pocket. I can't put check in my need. Then later on, the president say okay, but then we got to look for somewhere to pull the money at. So they pull the money on the pole retreat. But they say when alarm blew now, then LCC calling and they say, my man, let's pull the money back. That's what the man say, oh, damn me saying it. Huh? They my moye, they my sharp moye, damn me saying it, oh. That your movement, oh. That your SP data saying it, damn me, they my small moye, damn you. Okay, we'll also in Reverend Dr. Reeves very shortly.
Showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The flag of Liberia is flying on the time. Showing allegiance, showing loyalty to this nation, Liberia. The red on the flag stands for bravery. The white on the flag stands for purity. The star is for republic. The blue sea is for black people. We know Liberia is our home.
The Declaration of Independence was signed in 1847. Okay, our conversation was centered on a lot of things. I would like to know his background a little bit. Studied in spirituality, of course, the Reverend of the Gospel. We'll talk about the drug issue and the trauma associated and how it's affecting communities in Liberia. I will not stay away from asking him about his perspective and his view on the orator's oration on July 26th. Probably we can talk about other things.
I will rise and heal their nation. Liberia will rise again. Nations will come to your rising. I prophesy. Kingdom will come to your light. Together, let's keep the peace. Cause in unity we will build our nation.
This is the part of the song I like.
Arise, Liberia, arise. Arise and take your place.
Oh, okay. So we'll wind down the music right here on the OK Morning Rush and go to talk to Reverend of the Gospel, Reverend Reeves is right here. He will tell us more about himself. And then we can go into the discussion. Thanks to my colleague Ellie Harmon who made this possible. Reverend Reeves, good morning. It's good to see you. First time I've heard the name many times. But welcome to OKFM, sir.
Thank you very much, and thank you for having me here this morning. I'm glad to be here in conversation with you.
Thank you, Reverend. How is life? How is the church?
On the overall, life is progressive. As long as we live, we cannot continue to look back. We always move forward. We met the church. We are grateful for those who are there working faithfully, and we have come back to serve, as we said to them. So the church is there. The church has a series of events planned for this year. We've just executed one that was a medical conference in collaboration with the International Christian Medical Conference. It was intended to train people about their own health and also to provide free medical assistance to people who have been suffering with eye disease and general medical issues. So the International Christian Medical Fellowship, along with the church, provided assistance for over 1,000 persons in Broadville and Cinco. Of course, there were partners from Canada and other places that supported. Apparently, you had conversation with them.
Yes, Dr.
Augustine Bala.
Bala, yeah.
Right. So
okay, it was part of your church's activities.
Right. For the last 2 years we did. And last year we also partnered with his organization and sponsored a surgery of 20 children with hydrocephalus. We worked along with his international partners to also provide training and then provide resources for the free surgery of those children. So we're grateful that we can partner with non-Christian, well, I cannot say non-Christian, but it's not a church, but these are organizations that work for the good of the people.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, so we'll not move ahead without knowing a little bit about you. Who is the Reverend Dr. Vinicius Reeves?
Well, so I serve as a senior pastor for the New Covenant Outreach Ministries. I'm a teacher by assignment. I'm a pastor by assignment. And I did a lot of my education in Liberia, graduated from high school at the St. Patrick High School, and then went to Ghana at the Good News, did my bachelor in theology. Then went to the U.S. at the Luther Seminary, where I did masters in systematic theology. And then I worked as a TA and served in an institution. I was awarded a scholarship to go back and do a PhD in pastoral care and counseling. I graduated on the 1st of June 2025. In the midst of all of the opportunities.
Recently?
Yeah.
Wow.
And the privileges, good. I completed my last class I taught in June during the summer intensives, and then I decided to come back home and provide services to my own people. I know I will be sometimes leaving, but not very soon, because I think I have a lot on my plate to do, and I want to make sure that those services are harnessed in our society before I can go back out of this country.
Congratulations, man, on the occasion of your recent graduation.
I appreciate it.
It's so not much. A small feat here.
I appreciate so much. Thank you.
Yeah. So your specialty is in spirituality.
So it's in pastoral care and counseling, with emphasis in trauma, moral injury, substance use, and poverty.
Now, with trauma and substance use, then we're coming open the discussion now, Reverend. You making your church, through you and whoever, through God and everybody, is making a lot of impact. In fact, the two ladies came here with Dr. Bala, and I was shocked with some of the things they said about the medical care they're providing to people. But one thing that is taking away lives and endangering the lives of many, and I always say every family and household in this country is affected, unknowingly, knowingly, directly or indirectly or whatever, Reverend. As people like you sit, mount the podium, preach and teach in the church, what's your view about this drug issue in Liberia? Where do we start? How do we handle it?
That's a very salient question, and it has deep layers in handling. On a large scale, we do not manufacture a lot of the substances that come in our country. And the church doesn't sit at the gate to determine what flows in and out of the country.
Exactly.
So our policymakers, we have to strengthen the resolve of the securities. And the securities, we have to have an SOS, a security on security, in making sure that we continue the fight against the illegal substance infiltration into our society. That said, though, the church too has a responsibility. Society has a responsibility. The first thing we need to know about drugs is that drugs controls the mind. The mind on drugs are not the normal minds that people knew before. They control the thoughts, they control the behavior, they control the activities. When I was here doing research last year, I did my research among the people that we commonly refer to as the Zogos in Liberia. And there is a stigmatization on those people because sometimes the approaches are not really understood in depth. When I completed my research and I went to the States, I had conversation with some Liberian scholars who were working in Liberia but had gone to the US for visit and for medical. And the stigmatization is that these people want to be drugs users, so they are on the street. The challenge is that when the person starts using drugs, whether it is through peer pressure, influence, or it is because they did not know the impact it was going to have on them. Once they start using it, it takes them over. It uses their mind, it uses their thoughts, it uses their body. It changes their philosophy of life. It changes the way they think and they behave. So the mind on drug is captured, is enslaved. So those who are using drugs are slaves to drugs. There is absolutely no way they can have an independent deliverance from the drugs. Now, you will not just talk about it. You will not make policies about it and it change. The policies will help to reduce the drugs as the drugs enforcement agency continue to work. But then we need to improve the number of facilities that can provide the transformation that they need. We need trained counselors who work with them, not just people who will read the scriptures to them and tell them what the Bible says. You need psychosocial counselors. You need people who will sit with them to do the full narratives of counseling. Tell what is happening, tell why it happened, tell what ought to have happened before you can come up with recommendations to help them. While at the same time, the rehabilitation centers are using the medical facilities and things to reduce the impact that it has on them. When I was doing the research, after Liberia, I went to the US and then did research with the St. Joseph facility. I talked to addiction specialists to work along with them. And what they explain as well during that research is that even the medication that they give is as a result of the reaction that normally happens. So if you stop them from taking drugs, they have a ripple effect on them. So when they gave them that, it helps to ease down the pains. So what we need to do is to be able to train people who work with them in those places, counselors, to increase the number of facilities that can provide rehabilitation for them. And this is where we are actually working towards very hard. We have a facility in Bentown on the Marshall Road. We're trying to see as much as possible how we can work and make sure that that facility is accessible, not only for the medical well-being of people, but for a rehabilitation purpose to work at it. And so since I returned, based on the research, some of the things I've been trying to do and partner with people is to begin to have a public education as a basis to help people to understand how to work with those people and lead. Because substance use has a very close link with trauma. And trauma has a link with poverty. And poverty has its own link with keeping the people in a particular situation in which they find themselves. So they are interrelated. One introduces the person to the other and continues to work and work and work. So once the person feels they cannot find their way out, they remain in a particular situation. And once they remain there, it becomes a serious problem for society. And so society will now have to look at this issue beyond. So when we're even talking about healing the past of this society, that's one of those things that we have to look at beyond the declarations that we made, beyond the statements that we made. We have to now be more proactive in making sure that healing is established.
A lot of times when we talk about the drug issues, people will say the first thing we need to focus on is preventing, stopping the drugs from entering the country, tightening our borders. But the truth is, we are porous borders all over the place. What do you think will be the first approach? Awareness, sensitization, building more homes for them, or focusing on the security sector aspect so that the drugs will not come in the country?
I think you took the word out of my lips already. We begin to robustly get involved in sensitization. People need to know the danger that drug has on themselves. People need to know how it impedes their own progress, how it destroys society, what it causes society to become. We have to get robustly involved in that sensitization, and this has to come from all quarters of the society. It's not one particular area. And I do also believe that it has to be a holistic approach. So while we go with the sensitization, security can work at making sure that the borders and areas that are manageable are managed well. It also means that when we are sensitized to know the extent to which drug causes problem for society, it means that we have to be the agents of change to tell people where the drugs are and why they are there, so that they can get them out of our homes, out of our communities. So we always have to be this SOS to work for the good of society, because drug is dangerous. It destroys the mind of the users completely. It disorients them to the point where the mind on drugs is not the mind you ever knew. And it's very dangerous. Those that are caught into it, if you have a conversation with them, they will tell you that it is a spirit that controls them. The concept of spirit has to do with the controlling mechanism that leads them into it. They lost their willpower, they lost their strength, they lost the ability to cognitively think and work the way they should have worked before. And so they live as subjects of the substances that they are using. And once they don't use them, they have an impact on them that they want to keep using.
Yeah.
It affects their health, it affects their productivity, it affects the family, it affects the society, it affects the church, it affects our educational institutions, and it affects every fabric of the society. That is why everyone will have to play their part. Why security, why the government works, why the court works, society, the church, and all other aspects of the society will have to be very robust in making sure that every day we talk, every sermon we preach should be about the liberation of people. And liberation is not only spiritual. Liberation is psychosocial. Liberation is mental. Liberation is physical. Liberation is economical. And liberation is from things that hold people down, that use their mind. And that's the reason scripture says the way a person thinks is how the person behaves and what the person becomes. So when we begin to work towards a comprehensive liberation, we get to the point where people are lifted out of this particular drug issue that oppresses them and oppresses society and turns them against society and turns society against them. Now, one other thing I need to talk about, which I raised in my dissertation, is the issue of stigmatization. When we continue to stigmatize people for what they do and not understand the depth to which it is destroying them, and we who are stigmatizing them, we also become the problem to the particular situation. And so stigmatization has become a serious contributing factor to the inability to fight substance use in our society.
What do people do when these people come to their homes? They take things out. They take them to sell. When your own child or children take the drug, when they come home, everybody locking the door all over the place. How do we avoid stigmatization in the midst of all these kinds of things? So mentally, somebody will say it plays on the parents as well.
Accepted, and I agree. And that's the conundrum with the whole issue of substance use. But we close our homes, it doesn't stop them from using it, because once they don't have the means to use a substance, they will find means to get it. And the means to get it is illegal. It's frustrating you and I to get what they want to get, because now they're having the impact on them. When I talk to them, they use the word. And when I talk to people, expert in the why I was doing my research and all of this, it was confirmed. They have what they call, and they use that word to me in Labrador, a drone. They have a drone syndrome. And that drone syndrome dictates to them when they should use it. I did a case study when I was doing my research in Liberia. When they explained to me the drone syndrome, I decided to have 3 groups of users of substances to evaluate the authenticity of the claims. Group 1 told me when they could use substances. Group 2 told the same thing, group 3. And then they told me at the time they're supposed to use a substance, if they don't use it, there will be all of the reactions that they will begin to receive. They run teary eyes, they run, their nostrils are running, they shiver profusely, they are unable to be balanced, they don't do things that they really need to do. So I decided I was going to investigate them at the time that they were supposed to take the drugs. I invited them and I hid them in the place. While we were there, I realized that the pitch of their voices began to decline. It declined to the point that I could not understand anything they were saying. So then I realized that even the food I provided food for them to eat, they couldn't eat. And so I asked one of those who knew that it was not the time to take a substance, and the person told me, now those people are supposed to take the substance now. As long as they don't take the substance, they are not going to interact with you and provide any information. Now we have those periods in their lives. The reason you have rehabilitation centers is to be able to control them in the use of those substances. So you have them at that point in time. They provide. When they recovered and they are conscious, then you sit with them. In counseling them, you are not going to tell them what to stop and what not to stop doing. You're going to take them through the processes of the narratives of what they have been going through. I remember at one point in the research, some of them broke down profusely with tears. I had to stop the research for some time, allow them to cry over what was happening. And I asked, why were you crying? And some of them said to me, they regret so badly. Because some of them were in schools, they should have been better than what they are today, and see their condition. So what we can do as parents is to robustly support. Normally in Liberia, sometimes some of us play lip services on those particular issues. We don't take them seriously, probably because my child is not the one that is directly involved, and because my child is not a direct victim of what is unfolding, it doesn't concern me. But it concerns society. And if it concerns society, then it has to be a societal problem where we all can contribute to increasing the number of rehabilitation facilities and the professionals that will work with those people. Because even if we do sensitization, it's not going to stop some of them from taking the drugs, those who are already into it. What we want to do is to have a cut-off point so that others do not continue to go into it.
Right. Now, for others do not continue, for others to never attempt to do that,
right,
people must know about it. And that's where sensitization that you are so passionate about comes in.
Right.
Do you agree with other Liberians that probably we need to include this thing in our school's curriculum? Let's start teaching the danger of dangerous substances from way down the line. Let's get this thing in our kindergarten, elementary schools. Let the kids start knowing about drugs, the different types of harmful substances, what it will do to your body, all that kind of thing.
You know, when I was here last year for my research, I managed to have visited the president at his home. And he gave me the book that was written about him, and then there was another one written for children. And so I said to him, Mr. President, we need to revisit our curriculum in our country. We need to restream our curriculum in a way that it works. We need to focus on morality from the very beginning. Morality not from the perspective of a particular faith tradition, but from a national perspective, where we help people to even understand the national responsibility of a citizen of this country from the very beginning. Cleanliness from the very beginning. People need to know from the very beginning what it means to be a citizen of a country. When people begin to to understand from the childhood, the kindergarten area, and they grow up. By the time they graduate from high school and they enter into university, so majority, if not all, will have been ingrained into this patriotic mentality of what it means to take care of yourself and to take care of your own society. So it is embedded within all of those factors that we need to revisit what we are doing in our society and see how we can increase our education in the empowerment way that helps people to understand the basic fabrics of society. That also means that parents need to have time. I normally say to my congregation, when it comes to counseling, no matter how busy you may be, please spend 15 minutes every day with your family before you go to bed. If you came from a board meeting around 12 midnight and your family is asleep, make up for it the next day. Spend at least 15 minutes every day with your family before you go to bed. If you can afford that day, do not take the whole week without having a family meeting or a family consultation. You catch up on one another. You get to know what is happening in the lives of the family members. You get to know what is happening in society. If you are not able to resolve the crisis that you hear, that you understand, it gives you an idea as to what is happening in the life of the children. But if we leave our home to be so vulnerable, we leave our children to the schools have less time to work with them. I'm a teacher. I've taught from nursery to university, and I know how sometimes people come, even at university level, some people come very disoriented and confused. Some people come from broken homes, some people come from difficulties and so forth. There are so many things that impact the life of a person who comes to the classroom to learn. We have to redefine what the classroom is. Now, when I sat on the panel in the US to hire a professor, one of the things that we requested for was the pedagogical philosophy. You must have a clear-cut definition of what education means for you, what is the definition of the classroom for you, what is teaching and how do you teach. Why do you give a student a quiz or an examination? What is your goal? What do you hope to achieve? How does it factor in to the curriculum and the syllabus that you are presenting? All of those gaps. So when you have a clear-cut defined pedagogical philosophy as to how you are going to approach your own children in your home, in the classroom, in the church, I say to my pastors, my junior pastors, if you're going to preach, you need to have a clear-cut goal. What do you hope to achieve when you preach? You're not an entertainer. You're not just going to repeat the stories of Scripture. You want to achieve a goal. When Jesus preached, he wanted to achieve a goal. When the apostles preached, they wanted to achieve a goal. So where do you want to move the people from to another level? So we need to approach these things in the home, in the churches, in the school, in the public sector, everywhere. People go to work. You came this morning, you have a goal. So we all need to have those goals to help move our children from one level to another. When we do it in the home, we do it in the church, we do it in the schools, we do it on the streets, we will have success, remarkable success anywhere we go. It's a holistic approach. It can never ever be succeeded only from one sector of our society.
It's a holistic approach that can never. Well, Reverend Dr. Vinicius Reeves there. We're talking drug. We're moving on. We've spoken a lot about the drugs. Now, let's come to this year's celebration of our country's Independence Day. A reverend of the gospel like yourself, was our Independence Day orator this year. And the speech he delivered, it depends on who you talk to. There are multi-dimensional perspectives about what people think about it. Mm-hmm. Generally, before we come to some of the specific issues, what do you make of the speech?
Well, he did his best. He threw his wit into what he was asked to do. When I examined his speech, normally I like to go to read the script myself before I go back to listen to the narratives. So when I was examining the script, three things occurred to me. Okay. The speech was intended to address the topic, one nation, one people, one destiny. So if there is one people, one destiny, and then the destiny is being defined by the topic. The destiny is reconciling the past and then developing the future. You're talking about the future progressive. So the speech was meant to address those three cardinal parts. How can we be one people moving towards a single destiny? And the destiny is healing what happened in the past and then forging for a progressive future. And so I was reading his speech from the perspective of the theme of the celebration. And normally the theme of that celebration doesn't end until 2026 when we have another theme. So it's a progressive work that needs to go on. So I was looking at how does the speech address those three basic components. How can we be unified? Because it requests for a unified society. And a unified society should work towards a common destiny. And the destiny should be the healing of the past and then a vision of the future. In my view, the speech try as much as possible to address those three components that were required. It try as much as possible to look at the historical challenges that our society has faced that cause a lot of divisiveness in our country. And he could not have gone beyond what he did because of time. But if you were to read different parts of the history of Liberia, especially when I was doing my research, I had to do the history of Liberia from the 16th century to 2025. And I had to read a book of so many persons I wrote. But one of those that really impacted me was the one written by James Cement. He titled his book, Liberia and the Free Slaves Who Rule It. And he has a chronology of the history of Liberia from the 16th century up to 2025. Now, in that chronology, he draws an idea as to what really happened from the 16th and between the 16th to the 18th centuries. You have the first group of migrants moving over to Liberia as a result of the collapse of the Sanghe Empire. Now, those were the people today that are called the six different tribes in Liberia. And then in the 19th century, you have the returnees coming out of America when they were freed. They settled here. So he tries to draw a picture of how our own history is more divisive than unifying. And then he talks about the issue of the love of liberty. Of course, he's not the first person to talk about that. This is an AOH issue that has been discussed, that our history need to be rewritten because aspects of our history do not actually define the reality of what is unfolding. So our history needs a rework, and he talks about it, and that helps with the unification of the country. He addressed the issue of disparity. I would like to say in my own words, not his words, in my own words, the issue of the sodded class system in our country is sodded. If you don't look keenly into the Liberian society, you think everybody is just treated equally and whatever. But there is a pseudo class system that infiltrated into our society. From the coming of the first group, the second group, that infiltrated a continuous still today in our society, which doesn't really give grounds for a unified nation. So he tries to look at all of those, and then he goes on now to talk about the destiny. The destiny, how do we heal the past? How do we work on what is happening? And there where he made some recommendations, like to the church and to other aspects of society on what can be done. And then he tries to look at now, where do we go from here? What are the prospects? My only challenge over there was that, and it's embedded in many parts of our society and in many parts of our discourse. My challenge over there was a sweeping generalization. I have a serious issue when it comes to intellectual integrity. I don't believe that there should be a sweeping generalization. If even a vast number of the persons are doing the wrong thing, then you have few persons. Intellectual integrity requires that you must have a substantiated information that can provide support your claims.
Okay.
So when you say
let me hold you there
it becomes
and play
a problem.
something. Let me hold you there and play this. Let's listen to it and see whether you agree with him on this one. Yeah.
The Christian church in Liberia, it is time for a deeper awakening. A revival not just of prayer and worship, but of purpose and responsibility. For too long, poverty has been spiritualized, normalized, and even romanticized within the church. But let it be clear, there is no honor in poverty. And there is nothing righteous about economic suffering when solutions are within your reach. The gospel is not only about salvation, it is also about transformation of lives and community. For scripture says, faith without work is dead. Yet too often, our pulpits echo with calls to prayer without equal calls to action. We cannot keep telling people to fast and pray and wait for the breakthrough and the anointing while doing nothing practical to change their situation. We must stop expecting God to walk on waters. He did it once. He's not doing it again. He told me that just this morning. Get your people to work. Liberia is a nation rich in potential. Yet the church is one of the most powerful and trusted institutions in this country. Imagine the impact you would make if you were to leverage that responsibility. What if you taught them financial literacy, how to open a bank account, and stop telling to sow seeds so that you can drive a better car?
What do you make of that?
So I don't agree with collective guilt. I believe that there are teachings and actions of some segment of the church in Liberia that hurt the testimony of the church. Nobody will deny the facts that in some quarters of our societies, those excesses are being committed. But to claim that the church as a unified body has romanticized poverty, has done nothing to alleviate poverty, has done nothing to encourage people to open bank accounts. I don't even encourage my members to open bank accounts. I encourage them to invest their money. Because and by the way, I did training in management, in finances and whatsoever. I have a background in it. When you put your money in the bank, it's good. I have a bank account, the church has a bank account, individual members in the church have a bank account. But if you keep putting your money in the bank, the bank takes the money and give it to people who have the mindset to use the money. They use the money, they increase their economy, they increase their worth, and you keep putting the money there. Up to today, you get 3% from the bank if you have a savings account. If you have a checking account, you pay the bank for keeping your money there. So I encourage my members, if we have money, we invest. We invest in schools, we invest in hospitals, we invest in agriculture. Right now in Cape Mount, we have 25 acres of land for agricultural purpose. We started investment in agriculture, but then the people went and stole every investment we did over there. And so we decided that we're going to re-strategize and work before we can go. We have 20 acres of land on the Robertsville Highway, where we are intending to have a research hospital and a research university. There are so many other institutions, churches, and people that are investing in people. When we started the church, we decided to give money to people. People were going to the bank to take money, and the bank was going after them. So we took the bankers in the church and we asked them to train business people on how to make business. They trained them. We took money and gave it to the bankers in the church to give money to the business people. That's how people in our setting today make their businesses. Some of those who trained them said to them, you will not start with what you want. You will start with cold water, you will start with charcoal, you will start little and you will grow. Today, we have testimonies about some of the people who used to come to church to beg for alms, who have their own homes they're living in. They have people who are renting from them. They're no more begging for alms. They are now paying their children's school fees. We have members who donate money to help people with schools, with education. And there are many other institutions that do that.
I thought he was talking about on the average.
He did not do that.
I'm not sure he probably he may not have been practical in the speech.
Thank you.
But I'm just trying to contextualize the speech, that aspect. Probably what he meant was, look, don't get me wrong, there are few churches in Liberia doing so well, empowering the members, but generally, most of the churches, the members are poor. I could be wrong.
You are absolutely 100% correct. And had he said that the way you said it, I am not too sure intellectually, any intellectual mind will want to challenge generalized guilt. So you don't just throw, and that's the reason I say we have this. Sometimes people really want to talk about a segment of what is happening, but some people are not able to look at it. I've listened to people. They will sit on radios, they will sit on their social media platform and say, Liberians are lazy. Some other people, Liberians are lazy. You are a Liberian. How do you claim Liberians are lazy when you have succeeded without any other means to have established an institution that you are running, and yet you claim? How do you claim that for too long, without giving the historical narratives and leaving a room of escape, the church has romanticized and whatever? Yes, certain segment of the church in our society have done that and continues to do that. You cannot deny that particular fact. But my challenge is, intellectually, you don't do a generalized statement for everybody. You try to leave a room of escape and to say, well, like you regularly said, don't get me wrong, there are people who could be doing this. But when it comes to the general society and what we see, this is a problem. I think intellectually that's what we do.
Now, how do we turn it around this way? Let me ask you, what do we need to begin to focus on in our churches when it comes to empowering our members? The truth is, you visit some of the churches, right now they got some churches, they got pastor appreciation, they got this other appreciation. The pastors are the people riding the big pump funnel jeeps and everything, and the members keep coming to church. They keep being poor. They keep being poor.
Suffering.
Do we turn this thing around? How do we do it? I was just thinking, look, well, maybe we collect offering every year, put the money somewhere, and look at 4 or 5 presents in the church and say, look, you'll take the money and do business. You'll pay the church, but we'll take it, we'll give it to 5 presents. Over a period of 5 years, at least we'll have some middle income people in the church. Right, Reed, what's your idea?
Let me tell you. Let me tell you the experience. Before we started our revolving funds in the church, we did a research, right? And as I say this to you, right now, there are people who don't come to church because they have not been able to raise that money and pay back.
Really?
I'm telling you. So what the economic experts in the church did was to find another means to increase that money so that the faithful few can continue to work. We still give money. So when it comes to your question, I believe that every church has an approach. Every church has a mandate. Every church has a direction in which they take. But the purpose of the church must be for the good of those that the church serves. It's not only the people who come to church. For the good of those, both those that come to church and those who do not come to church. That's the purpose for the church. The church is not there to exploit. And that's why I agree with him. My only challenge with him was a sweeping generalization. But the church now needs to understand that when the people are poor, the church leadership is poor. When the people are suffering at the expense of the church leaders are enjoying at the expense of the people, it is challenging. It is not working for everybody. But churches too have been investing in different ways. For instance, there are churches that invest in education. So you have children in a school who lost their parents, they are orphans. I remember before I went back to the States last year, I was invited at the Lagbasi Community Church. They were raising money to sponsor students who could not afford school fees. And I was there. I participated. And every year, they invest in the education of those students they are there. I said to you that even at our end, we try to work with people to raise money to help. I went to St. Patrick High School. I could not afford to pay my own school fees. I cleaned toilets over there. But the late sister, Dr. Shirley Como, and brother Andrew Daliman, who were at the place, they gave me scholarship. Who paid the money? When I went to school in Ghana, people pay. When I went to the US, people pay. So people do provide money to assist people to get educated. People provide money in different places. There is another church I went to do a research. The pastor told me there were young people in the church who could not afford. So what he did, instead of begging people every Sunday to help, he asked those with the resources to send those young people to vocational and technical school. They sent them to NVTC. Some of them were plumbers, some of them did carpentry, masons, and whatsoever. When they were working on his house, he hired them to build his house for him, and he paid them. And I went there, I saw the work. So the church can invest in many different ways. It's not only giving people the physical cash. Not everybody is good at doing business. We did that. We put people together, they train people, and we realized that some people, you give them money, they will squander the resources, they will leave the church, they will not be. But the church should look for means by which people can help. And that's the reason churches need to do what we call spiritual gift inventory. When you do an inventory, you know the person's strengths and weaknesses, and you use their strength to build their capacity.
And you use the strength to build the capacity. Reverend Vinicius Reeves is the senior pastor of the New Covenant Church. He's our guest on the show this morning on the OK Morning Rush, right here on 99.5. I'm looking for a particular scripture. Okay, so let me do this. This was on that. I wish we had a lot of time, man. You know, to talk about a lot. A lot. 777. Let's go to the line. 777-700-995-555-995-995. Let's take some calls right here. Good morning.
Good morning, Sergeant Clarence.
Yeah.
And good morning to Reverend Reeves.
Good morning.
Yes, thank you. My name is Michael Gotumo. I'm the National Executive Director of Youth Against Drug Addiction. Let me first appreciate your guest for his brilliant evaluation. It's a actually vast majority of young people of recent have visited two rehab centers. Vast majority of young people with serious population, we are going way well. There are two examples of our last month at Center Street. Our physical interaction with young people. From there, I can move there, I talk to them. Center Street, they clean, and then they can clean the place and put it there. Boom, that's the city thing I can see with TBC. We will the DEA to sponsor all the ways to massive annual addiction, sensitization. The DEA to us, some part of last year, they told us that in fact there is no project for the kind of thing. What made me are doing nothing, I'm working nowhere. That's all little resources. We move in direct trenches with the awareness. Because our young people, we're not going there to go arrest them, we're not going there to go, no. Young men see me, are looking slim, dry. Young men listen to me, see my man, they see like him, not correct. Change.
Okay. Change. Let's hear you. Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning, sir.
And good morning to your studio guest, Frank Gibson.
Good morning.
Clarence, you asked your studio guest a very important question about this drug issue. You try to romanticize it when you share what would be the practical solution fighting drugs. The churches are some of the richest institutions in the country, and the pastors and reverends are the wealthiest in some of those churches. And 90% of those who make those pastors and reverends rich are the poor people. A majority of those people, children, are drug takers. They are in the street and they suffer from those. How can those people who pay the taxes, making those pastors rich, benefit from the offering they paying? The church, I think, what they could do, build some of these centers where you will take those children from the street, their parents paying those taxes, where you buy those BB cars, take the children from the street, put them there, and try to rehabilitate them. That would be a direct benefit of those people who pay the offering, making those pastors very rich in the country. But I don't think any church. And one thing about this offering thing, it is not compulsory to pay offering in the church. Somebody offering could be you go to, like what General is doing. The offering General is paying in a humanitarian center is 100% better than going to church and pay offering. But they blackmail the church goer, made them to understand that if you don't pay church, you don't pay offering to the pastor, for the pastor to pray for you, you will survive when you die on the day of judgment. I think that's a blackmail.
Okay.
And that's what the orator was talking about.
Okay, Frank. Thank you, Frank. Hello?
Good morning, Dr. Clarence Jackson. Let me say good morning to the Reverend Studio. I'm McLean Render, and I join you again from Luja office in West Point. Let me commend the Reverend for his well-bred exposés on the critical national issues that vast majority of our youth across the country as it relates to drugs in particular. I believe drugs is a national call that should cut the eye and the heart of every leader in our country. Because Dr. Clarence Jackson, you were every larger. In less than 1 month, I lost 4 of my childhood friends from Bannerville Estate. And I did a post on it. I was so much in tears for that. It was on the basis of drugs. And up to now, there hasn't been recovery for some of my friends. When I visit them, I go around them, it's so much bad. And I believe the government should do everything possible in the weekly. Finally, to the orator Duncan Don exposés on the brain ago. I believe he was speaking in context, not to say that money that is collected, the church are using it for a proper use. And if you were to ask the orator that question back, he would definitely say to you, he was speaking in context. I can simply say to you, every dime that has been collected in church has been used for the proper purpose by the church. So nobody shouldn't spoil the church name or on the reason of propaganda or say they want to cajole the church or the church are doing well. The churches in that group of 5 are doing extremely well. We will applaud them and stand by them at every time and every moment of our life.
Okay, thank you. Let me go to this other line. Hello? Hello?
Good morning, Clarence.
Good morning.
My name is Ishmael. I join you from Plainsdale.
Yeah, Ishmael.
Yes, Clarence, I think it's important to discuss this drug issue from a holistic point of view. If you look in the region, Guinea has the same problem. Suddenly has the same problem. Ivory Coast is a little bit better off, Ghana is a little bit better off, but there seems to be some sort of regional element to the drug practice. So I think when we talk about the solution for Liberia, it cannot be different from what the region needs. Because the drug is coming from wherever it's coming from, it's coming across the West African region, and our youth are very vulnerable. So I think all these solutions, there also has to be what they call intelligence sharing. We have the NSA, whose budget is so huge. If you put some of that money away, reinvest it into intelligence sharing around drugs, I'm sure that so much can be done if the governments in the region decide to work together and crack down on the importation of drugs into the region. Maybe that would be kind of stemming out the flow of drugs to be one of the ways out. Thank you.
Thank you. Let's hear you. 2 more. Hello? You gone. Hello?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Yeah, my name is Nathan Adibe and I phone in from Jamaica Road.
Yeah.
Yes, I call for 2 reasons, please. One is the church, people talk about the church. Yeah, most of the pastors around here, they get the money, they better their lives, and the congregation suffer. So the guest speaker was saying, I believe he was on point. Most of the churches benefit, even for those that pay high tax, when they die or something happens to them, you don't see the or to do anything. My second point is I'm requesting that if you talk to the USC, there's water pipe budget that's really boosting water in the community.
Okay, let's do this one, the final call. Hello?
Clarence, good morning, and good morning to the Reverend.
Yeah.
Good morning.
So, Clarence, I'm in Monrovia, and my name is Theophilus E. Toby II. Clarence, I see that the Reverend spoke very well on the issue of drugs. But, just the message from the orator, most of the color now have swayed to the church. And let me come in defense of the church here from what I call the color from France says. There is no church in this country. I don't believe there is any church in this country that says or tells a congregation that if you don't feed offering, you'll go to hell. It's not true. Frank Gibson is making up story in his life. And so it is important for us to make that correction. There is no church that tells the congregation if you pay offering or you pay that, you'll go to hell. So Frank Gibson should stop. If he does not have anything to say on the discussion, then he just keep quiet.
Thank you. Okay. I got somebody on this line from outside the country. Good morning.
Good morning, Clarence. This is Zizi Juma, and I just got to appreciate Reverend Reeve for his deliberation and thank him for all that he do for our country. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Let's go back to Reverend. Reverend, you heard the exchanges.
Right. So, as I said from the very beginning, a portion of our society has been used to making statements without substantiating them. And I do not really go into that. If you say pastors are taking money from the members, they ride in big cars, they are rich, you give me some statistical background. You provide some reality, in this area, in this context. Give statistics, do your research, convince people. But that's a sweeping generalization, and I don't think I want to dignify that. What I want to say is that we all have a responsibility in this society. It doesn't matter how we approach the interpretation of the orator's message. We all have a responsibility. We are a nation that need to be identified as one people, irrespective of our different backgrounds. We need to forge now to a common destiny. And that destiny is we must heal the past. And in healing the past, some of us have made the sacrifices to come back home, to work with people who are going through trauma, people who are going through moral injury as a process of healing, and then working along with those who are going through substance use, as well as working against poverty and other aspects that our society is faced with. The church in general is called to rise up to the task and continue to increase. When I was doing my research, some of the facilities that are providing rehabilitation are owned by the church. There are very few. I went to the one that Senator Dillon sponsored from the government's funds for development. I went there. I had conversation with people. I went to the one at Dupont Road, which is for the government grant. In fact, before I left, the church sponsored some people over there to go for rehabilitation. Today they are okay. They're doing fine. I came back. I saw them. They're doing well. The Methodists, they have in Ganta. They have here. They have other places. So the church has been, what we need to do is to ask the church to move beyond what we've been doing and not be complacent with our call and responsibility.
And not be complacent. Tomorrow is a holiday. The president said we should stay home and pray.
Working holiday? I'm not
It's
too
a
sure.
national holiday.
It's a national holiday. He said that. Well, normally we have prayers on every Wednesday. We meet every Wednesday to pray for the church, to pray for the government, to pray for the word, to see what is unfolding and so forth. And so tomorrow Wednesday we will be there, even if the president had not said that. And I'm glad that the president can call everybody, not only the church, but if you are religious in nature, let's go, let's pray for our country. When Israel in Susa was in problem and Mordecai went to Esther told the whole nation to take a fast and pray. They pray to seek divine intervention. Sometimes we don't just pray for spiritual issues, we pray for wisdom in dealing with certain situations and so forth. Right? So God gave the wisdom in dealing with it. A portion of the history of Liberia says Liberia was one under an attack. And then the president invited people to pray. They pray, and God miraculously intervened, and Liberia was saved. So we need to pray. But then when we go into pray, I think one of the area, maybe this should be the responsibility of the religious advisor to the president, give a prayer direction. What is it, the goal that the government wants to see? When we talk about healing and we talk about development for the future, what is it in this prayer? So that everybody will not go with different ideologies and different prayer points and whatsoever, but we can go with the oneness, even in our private places and whatsoever, to put the interests of this nation above ourselves and begin to work to promote this particular country.
Reverend Reeves, thank you so much. Reverend Dr. Vinicius Reeves was our guest today on the show. Anything from him, or before we let you go?
Well, again, I want to say to Liberians, some of the things that we'll be doing, we'll be training counselors in churches, we'll be training counselors at these rehabilitation centers to deal with people with trauma. We have 3 types of trauma: the acute, the complex, and then we have the prolonged. And sometimes we don't understand how these things work. So over the period of time, we'll be making information available, and we want people who have the interest to be trained to come. And we will be making a lot of contribution to our societies, and we want to partner with other churches, to partner with other people in making sure that we are alive and contribute to the welfare of our country.
Well, thank you so much. And thanks to our colleagues from the different online TV who are here. Reverend Vinicius Reeves from the New Covenant Church. Thanks to all of you for listening. Tomorrow is a holiday. Move out, go to the mosque, go to the churches, and pray for peace, tranquility, peaceful coexistence, and everything. I'm out of here. My name is Piso. Bye-bye.